running out now. You can see it in our eyes that we won't look away. This time we're here to stay, so we're running out now. We're fighting, we collide, crashing every day. And if you feel afraid, we won't leave you. Time has come to stand our ground and close the door to paralyze stereotype fucked up minds. Every day there's a choice where to go, and you can turn it around. You can see it in our eyes that we won't look away. This time we're here to stay, so we're running out now. We're fighting, we collide, crashing every day. And if you feel afraid, we won't leave you. There's a man sitting next to you with a scarf around his head, and when it's down to the last end, he could be the one that saves you. And there's a woman driving in the car, and she talking her phone when you're crossing the street, and she could be the one that kills you. You can see it in our eyes that we won't look away. This time we're here to stay, so we're running out now. We fight and we collide, crashing every day. And if you feel afraid, we won't leave you.
Ooh, they think I've got no reason to give myself a right to share what I believe in. Ooh, they say I've got an issue, always on the edge, cause I don't trust. But I don't need your word on what I'm into. I'll freak it to my ego, forbidden if I make it mainstream. And I don't need to wake up to your whisper, forget it with some liquor. Damned if I ever have dreams, but I've got that wildfire head, and I've got that wildfire
Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to the stream.
The stream. Oop. What did you just do?
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
So I am here to work on my... Hold on.
Yeah?
Media source isn't popping up. There it goes. I am here to work on my last reward for my Patreon of the month. This is a 50-tier Patreon reward. And I am at the tail end of my hiatus from social media because I am done working on all of my rewards and I'm pretty much got it out of the way. So I just figured I'd stream the last of it. And yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is my wife is playing. Raven's playing.
I'm playing La Minecraft.
The Minecrafts.
Figured I would tour people around what I had just finished. My little Japanese castle.
Mm-hmm.
And then also explore things that I haven't seen, because there's other people in the server who build stuff that I don't get to see. So yeah. Anywho, here we go.
Oh, hey, Travis Webb. What's up?
Hey, Travis.
Hey, Travis.
How you doing?
do?
Yeah, how you do?
How you doing? The freaking...
It's so dark.
Man, it's been a while since I've seen friends.
It's been a long time since I've seen people.
No. The show.
Oh!
It's super
funny. Yeah, the show.
The show. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm always on the same page. Oh, Travis says he's excited to be here. I'm excited to have you, Travis.
I am trying to think of stories that I have, because I have a lot, and I just can't think of any right now. Because I'm super with it today.
We can always
Ooh,
talk
it's
about
dark in
things that
here.
you like, or things that, like, you've done in the past day or so, like what you're working on, projects. Sorry, I'm an idea factory. I don't know what to tell you.
I haven't really been working on a lot, though. Like,
That is a lie, but okay.
I don't feel like I've been working on a lot. I did
Working on lying about what you've been doing.
I took a class on entertainment industry safety. Woo!
Oh man, that is actually a topic in and of itself.
That is a topic.
That is a scary, scary, scary class.
I mean, it's basically just, it's OSHA for the entertainment industry, and so it's just things like, why can't I see it? It's so dark in here. What is happening?
I did a stream this morning. It was awful. I am so proud. I'm so proud of you, Travis. What did you
a
stream?
Yeah.
He says, "Oh my god, this house is amazing." Yeah, I like her stuff in this creative, non-stressful mode.
Non-stressful mode.
No stress mode. Nah stress. Nah. Nah stress allowed.
Wow, it's really dark. I wonder if that's a setting.
You were talking about OSHA.
Oh, right. Okay. I was talking about OSHA. It was just basically about the entertainment industry and things that can happen and things to be prepared for, because the entertainment industry is so different from, like, any other industry.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be prepared for things. You have to learn a lot of things about, like, electrics and stuff, like things I had no idea because I didn't know the first thing about electrics. Things like, they call that third prong in the Edison prongs, when you plug something in, that third prong is called a ground, which some of you may have known. What I didn't know was that it connects to a wire, and it's the longest because it has to connect to the wire first, and it's called ground because it literally goes into the ground. I was like, is that why they call it? I just thought it meant, oh no, it literally goes into the ground. All right, that's cool. All right, that's fair. So, yeah.
Oh, Travis says, I launched my issue 2 comic, so our team live streamed the countdown to launch.
Oh, that's
you have
so
a
cool.
comic? Dude, I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea.
Travis writes.
Oh, he writes. Okay.
And does a lot of other things, but yes, he's written a lot of stuff as well.
That is good.
Yeah.
You gotta celebrate it, man.
Yeah,
You
really.
gotta celebrate your achievements. You gotta give yourself serotonin. Lord knows.
What's the name of
world
your
ain't
comic,
out to give it
Travis?
to you. Frickin'. Yeah, what's the name of your comic? It's called Travis Making Things.
Travis making things.
2.0.
No.
I'm great with names. What do you mean?
Uh-huh.
I'm just kidding. I make comics and books and horror and television and film.
Yep.
Yeah.
I knew that, but what's the name of your new comic, man?
What is the name of it? But the comic is mine in all caps.
Oh. Okay. Alright.
That's so funny.
Oh, man.
Alright. I'm just trying to work out where light and shade will fall.
Me too.
Lol.
Well, I can't see anything.
I can't see anything.
Right, so the ground, yeah. I was like, oh, there's a thing? Okay. I didn't know that was alright. And, so we learned about electric safety. And past electric safety, we learned about, like, fall safety and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, because a lot of times in the industry, people have to go up in rigging. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of, like, having to be in a harness and having to, like, move around in the catwalks or put things together, blah, 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 blah. So one of the things that I learned can happen that's really scary is, it is a situation in which you fall and come to a sudden stop called, it's called fall arrest. And evidently, the standard protocol for fall arrest for someone who's, like, fallen and their harness has caught them and they stop suddenly is that they have less than 10 minutes, typically 8 is what they're aiming for, to rescue that person and get them down from where they were, or at least get them so their limbs are loose. And the reason that's the case is because apparently your body basically goes into shock and your blood vessels constrict. And when that happens, potassium starts building up in your system. And when the potassium builds up in your system, I don't know if you guys know this, but too much potassium will kill you. So, about 10 minutes is when you start feeling the effects. Oh! Kitty sneezes! What? You okay? He just woke up, sneezes, now curling back up to go to sleep.
Okay, good night.
What a cute...
He says, okay, well, I have a team, we all do it. And then he said, I had to write an OSHA 90 class for OSHA 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I took
That's pretty cool.
I was OSHA 10 GES, so the general entertainment, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, good times, good times. Oh, right, fall arrest. So you fall, you stop, your blood vessels constrict so that you do. I'm making hand motions like you can see it. Your blood vessels constrict so that you don't, like, bleed out because your body's under the assumption that sudden fall means loss of limb or something. You know, like you do. Like you do. And so, I just realized I have Danny's flag with me because I made her
flag, no country.
I made her a flag. Anyway, so after your body's like, oh, okay, maybe we're not in shock. If it's up to about 30 minutes, that's kind of when you're a goner, which is a terrifying situation, but things can go very, very bad in less than 10 minutes. So that's a weird one I didn't know about, but yeah, that's a thing. So the standard protocol is that you have to rescue someone within 10 minutes, but aimed for 8. So there you go. Potassium. Who knew? Bananas.
Potassium is scary thing.
Like, I don't know. I just never think about it being that scary, but...
Yo, the first time you told me the story, though, the first thing I did was like, okay, how do I remember this? Okay, so Donkey Kong eats bananas.
Uh-huh.
So if Donkey Kong fell, Diddy Kong gotta get him, because otherwise the bananas build up in his system and he dies. Gotta be 10 seconds. Go. And, like, that's how
I mean, you're kind of right. That's basically it.
He said, I did not do the GES, and then he said Starlight is in the comic.
Oh, I love these things. Oh, did I? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Starlight. Star White.
Stop.
Forced Starlight, sweet tonight.
No.
Sorry. Sorry, Travis. I'm just one of those people. I just can't shut up.
Where the hell? Oh, did I accidentally just get rid of Danny's flag? Whoops.
Oh.
That's okay. I can retrieve it somewhere.
He's just like over there going.
He's so sleepy.
Sweet, sweet.
Yeah. So that was the thing I learned that was incredibly surprising to me. That I had no idea. One of the other things I learned about was a nightclub that they use as an example for the entertainment industry standards of what safety should be. I'm not sure I should actually share this story in retrospect because it's kind of a really sad story.
I don't know, like
it's a lot.
It seems you can like gloss over just a tragedy happened. You know, you don't have to describe it in detail.
Yeah. Essentially, it's a good example of when literally everything goes wrong. Like when everyone somehow fails to do their job, and they don't follow protocol or standards. Like 200 people die. And no, I'm sorry, it's 100 people die. 100 people die, and 200 plus become very, very injured. And like the interesting aspects of it are things like it only took like 3 minutes for everything to go to hell, because God, it's such a random story. What did the chat say? It's all stuff.
Ah ha ha ha.
Okay. Okay. Clearly.
Ha ha ha.
All right. So essentially, the story goes as such. There was a nightclub that was hosting this metal rock band, yada yada yada. Right? I don't remember their name, but that's a thing. Anyway, this was in blah 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 Rhode Island. Sorry, this is all coming from memory. So while I'm building, so here we are. The nightclub manager took in his band that was going to play, and they set everything up, and the guys brought their own pyrotechnician with them. And the pyrotechnician, however, was not certified and did not know how to handle pyrotechnics or where they should be placed or anything, which was the start of the problem. So it started with... they set off the pyro, but they set off the fire. You know, they were doing all those really cool flashy fire things on stage, and the curtains caught on fire. And the curtains were highly flammable.
Oh, he already knows. Whitesnake concert, 2001.
No, this is 2003, the station.
Oh.
So, yes, there's a lot of crazy stuff that's happened in the industry, but this one
was like not a good time for being in small,
well,
enclosed spaces,
a lot of that was before OSHA really got together and did their proper... Like, before the entertainment industry really had their own standards for things. So... Right, okay, so... the curtains catch fire. The curtains catch fire, and then everything starts to catch fire. The alarm doesn't go off for about 30 plus seconds, which is a long time when shit's on fire. I don't know if you know this, guys. That's a long time for no one to say anything. So shit's on fire. Cool. And people are trying to escape, but the problem started... like forever ago when they got a noise complaint, and they got a noise complaint because they're a fucking nightclub in a more suburban area. Did you want to switch over to your art?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Ba-da-bum. So they get noise complaints, and in order to deal with these noise complaints, what they end up doing...
So he says, sorry, it mixed up my years. It is a long time ago. It is.
Yeah, this is the station, 2003 in Rhode Island. Right. Anyway, so they, in order to help with the sound, a neighbor basically sells the club owner a bunch of foam. Like, it's not quite soundproofing foam, but it's insulation foam. So he sells him insulation foam. Nobody checks it. The manufacturer doesn't have any labels on it. Cool, right? So the guy takes the foam and puts it up all over all the walls and the doors. The only doors that aren't covered by this foam are the two main front doors. So the foam, as it turns out, is highly flammable. So when the curtains catch fire, the foam catches fire, and everything just goes down really quickly. The entire building goes up in about 30 seconds. I'm sorry, not 30 seconds, about 3 minutes. The entire building is gone. The problem is that all the exits were not marked. Like, you know how we see the exit signs all the time now, whenever, like, emergency
Dude,
exits?
this makes me laugh because, like, I thought about it for, like, a really long time after you told me about everything. And the game Outlast, which is a horror game where everything terrible happens to you and they're, like, torturing people and stuff, had clear exit signs. And something about that
Makes you sad?
made me super sad. I was like, alright,
Yeah.
okay, that's like good.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily a thing that happened. So, God, I can't with it. It's so, like, upsetting in some ways.
In all ways.
In all ways. So, the whole thing catches fire. People try to escape out the stage door, which is right next to the stage, which is the first thing that caught fire, mind you. But a bouncer prevents them from going out that way because he's getting the band out first. So a bunch of people couldn't get out the stage door because they were blocked by a bouncer who was emergency exiting the band. So people start panicking and start running around trying to get out. The only exit most of them can find happens to be the front doors. The problem with the front doors is that they open inwards instead of outwards. So when people tried to open them in, it created kind of a vice trap. So the more people who tried to squeeze out, the tighter the trap became, and people just started piling up at the door. Then, there was a bunch of different exits, but people didn't know where they were. So there was a lot of people, because the fire alarm didn't go off in time, died from smoke inhalation in the back offices, because they had no idea. When people finally did manage to get out through different areas, there was a big tour bus that was blocking one of the main exits. So people couldn't quite get out. This whole thing, mind you, you can find on YouTube if you were so inclined, because there happened to be a news reporter there who was, ironically, reporting on nightclub safety. And how it wasn't, like, you know, how these things can be dangerous.
I hate this. I hate
So,
it here.
the entire thing is on camera from the moment it starts until, like, the building is completely engulfed in flames. And it's...
But disclaimer, it's absolutely horrific and it will haunt you.
Yeah,
it's not...
It's not super graphic per se, but it's not good. Like, it will give you some nightmares.
I could not watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I could not. No way.
So,
Call
yeah,
me a coward all you want. Don't care.
So people started breaking windows in order to get out, which there was a bunch of people who managed to get out through the windows, which is A++, smart thinking. But, I mean, there were people who got trampled and stuff. So, all in all, it was about 100 people died, with 16 staff members, and then, like, 200 and... I want to say it's, like, 230, 250 were seriously injured.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the big things that brought about safety standards, especially with exit routes. Because, my god. So in the end, OSHA fined them for not having the things that they should have had.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so, you know, because, wow, your negligence killed a bunch of people. But they only fined them like $82,000 or something like that. However, that's when the legal team took over and continued to just go after everyone involved. Like, oh gosh, it was down to the people who sold the foam and the foam manufacturing company for not listing the dangers on that. It was the nightclub owner, the sponsors of the bands, the tour bus company.
Ironically, that journalist was obstructing escape.
Yep.
Because he was trying to get footage, and the station was sued for $5 million.
Yep. The station got sued, for the news station who was obstructing because he was recording it all, got sued. The nightclub owner got sued. The tour bus company that was blocking an exit got sued. The band got sued. The manager was actually the one who got, was the person who was setting off the pyrotechnics.
What?
He was not qualified. He did not know what he was doing, and so the company that sold him the pyrotechnics...
I didn't know that part. I didn't know he was...
Yeah, he was the one responsible. The guy who sold him the pyrotechnics... what's interesting is one of the first images you see of, like, right before everything goes to hell is the pyrotechnics guy with a lit cigarette in his mouth turning to look at, like, the photo. It's terrible. I'm like, oh my god. So the company that sold them the pyrotechnics got sued, and then the band manager was the one who got hit with 100 counts of manslaughter. And it was a lot. But yeah, it was literally anyone who could have possibly been involved got sued for millions of dollars, essentially,
as they
collectively.
should have, though.
Mm-hmm. And it all went to the victims. And there is a memorial site where the former club was in Rhode Island. And that is the station nightclub story. it is a hot mess with a lot of interesting safety violations, etc., that I didn't even know were a thing. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a very hot mess.
It is a very big hot mess.
Yeah. It's just worst. Do not, disclaimer, do not look up, if you're faint of heart, like me. I don't, yeah.
Yeah. Don't look it up. You probably won't like it.
Got to some point, could not continue. Not a good time.
So yeah, that is the... And I had a list of everyone who basically got sued for it, because I was like, who on earth thought that was okay?
Everybody, apparently.
Well, oh yeah, that's right. The fire marshal, who had checked off on everything, also lost his job and got sued, because he checked off on everything, that it was hunky-dory, and it really wasn't. So, like, the city got sued, the fire marshal lost his job, like, it was just a big deal. And I was like, I had never heard about this. Which is crazy to me, because it's such a... But I mean, it was 2003, I was like, what, graduating high school or something?
Yeah, why would you?
Why would I know that? Yeah. But yeah, so that was what I learned in entertainment industry. It was a good time. Yeah, and that's what I did most of this last week. It wasn't anything terribly interesting. Did some writing. Played some Minecraft, streamed with you guys. We watched Sanrio Boys. That was something. We recorded our responses to it, and that will eventually be uploaded, so you all can listen to our detailed horror. Oof, boy. What else? What's chat say? Oh, what did Travis say? Oh, was that the...
Yeah, I read his, we're caught up.
Okay, good. So yeah. And what else did we do? I can't really think of a whole lot.
Me as a person, like, I did so much that I can't even, like...
Oh yeah, you did tons of art.
Well, the thing is that the way that oh, he said, I owned a nightclub for a few years. We had to install an alarm alarm failover. It means that when the fire alarms go off, the sound system cuts music and starts doing the alarm sound as well.
That was the hall, right, Travis? Yeah. You in the hall for a while? Question mark? I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna do this.
The hall is a story. My goodness. But anyway, not my story. So
You're like, I don't want to...
So there's that. Oh shit. What else? I'm just so brain dead today. I don't know.
So I've been doing a lot. I've been catching it. So when about last month, I was diagnosed with H. pylori, which is a form of, it's like a gut disease that everyone kind of has, but if there's too much concentration of it, it can cause issues. And I went on medications for it because I was in shambles. I couldn't function properly. Things were not working out. And I got put on medication for it. I got cured in about 14 days. It was very taxing because I was terrified of the hospital, the doctors. Everything scared me. Because when you're sick, sometimes it can manifest in the form of depression, and forms of physical manifestations were happening to me. So I was like physically depressed, and like a bunch of other stuff was happening. I couldn't, if I slept, it didn't matter. I didn't have energy. I couldn't think. That was like one of the...
Oh, I was asking if you wanted to switch the stream. Sorry. While you're talking.
The hall was a station level hot mess. I owned that too.
Yeah.
And I got medications, but because of the medications and because of how terrible I felt, I had to push all of my Patreon rewards to this month, which meant people had the option to bail. They had the option to push the reward forward and double their reward, or they could just, you know, do whatever. Like, it was just like, basically I let everybody know that there was no way it was gonna happen, and I said, this is what I'm gonna have to do. You can react how you want. If you don't want to pay, that's fine too. Like, if you want to stop being a patron, that's totally there's no wrong answer here, because this is something that I have no control over. I cannot draw right now. I am so sick. It's not even funny. And so I pushed all the rewards to this month, and I said I'm going to be starting the work on them on the 15th to the 25th. When I start work on them, I won't be available for social media. I will only be available like on streams, and I'm not going to be talking to anyone or really posting anything until I get every single reward done, and this is the last one. And in between the time in which I started getting treatment and now, like, my quality of life has jumped dramatically. I actually have been crying like almost every day because of how much things have been improving for me on a physical level, like a spiritual level, a mental level. Like, it's just insane how much this was affecting me in ways that I didn't know why, but I could not lose weight no matter how much I worked out. No matter how I ate, nothing mattered, and I was gaining weight and I didn't get it. I have a very hyperactive, basically like a form of, like, my thyroid is it's pretty active, so my metabolism is relatively fine. So I didn't understand why I was gaining weight no matter what, and I got to the heaviest weight I've ever been in my life, and I started just being unable to wear my own clothes. It was very just sucky. So now I'm just catching up with the fact that happened, and this is like the final reward, and then I can go back to doing the regular amount. And it's just been, this week has been an amazing healing process. Yes, Travis, I had an illness called H. pylori. It's a gut illness. It's basically when everybody has a little bit of this, but when you have high concentrations of it, what happens is it can manifest in different ways and cause like all kinds of symptoms that you wouldn't really know are related to it. And it's kind of hard to diagnose and catch. And what happened to me is I had a surgery, and I took medication for that surgery. That medication wiped out all of the good and bad bacteria in my system, and then afterwards I started having all kinds of digestive issues, and I didn't know what that was about. And it turns out that during that time frame, my system had been flooded and was slowly getting more and more populated by what's called bad bacteria, or, H. pylori. When you have a large concentration of this, which it gradually became more and more over the course of 4 years, you can get all kinds of wild, like, unfamiliar feelings, symptoms. Just, your mental health can tank, your body can get fatigued, like, everything can go in any direction. And I went from having clear thoughts and never having bad feelings and being super optimistic about everything and wildly in control of, like, my entire area, to just every time I would sleep, I would have a nightmare. Literally almost every single time. I would have panic attacks while I'm sleeping, so I'd wake up between 2:40 and 2:48 just in a panic. And there was just things piled upon things that my body was doing that I was like, why are you doing this? Why are you acting so weird? And it wasn't until I went for a run, because I do walks and runs, so like jogs and walks, and because I just don't want to have a sedentary lifestyle, and I want to make sure that my body is healthy. And I came back from this walk and my leg went out. Like, it just went out. And what happened was I had a groin injury. We went to the hospital because it would not go away, and it was only getting worse, and it was actually swelling and would not go down. And then they looked me over, did a checkup on everything, and they happened to find H. pylori, which H. pylori can also be responsible for fatigue and muscle weakness. And they also found out I have low levels of vitamin D, which totally makes sense because all I do is draw and live in a cave. Like, that's like what, like, when they said you have low levels of vitamin D, I was like, wow, shucks.
What a surprise.
What a startling epiphany. Like, I was like, well, of course I do. So vitamin D is responsible for muscle healing, muscle things, like a lot of muscle growth, and especially your refractory period for after you work out, you want to have vitamin D. This is why, like, a lot of people, like, walk at least 10 minutes a day out in the sun. and you got to get your vitamin D. The crazy part about this is if I had caught COVID during this time frame where I was afflicted with H. pylori and low on vitamin D, I don't know that I would have been okay, because I was already in a really bad place, physically, mentally, everything. I could barely work, barely sit up, to be honest. My muscles were like going out constantly. Like my upper back would go out from sitting up for like 4 hours, and I'd have to lay down and wait for it to calm down and chill out. And I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what, and I was trying everything to try and do something about it, and nothing was doing anything. And it just turns out that H. pylori can really heavily affect certain aspects of your body and like what kind of nutrients they get, and it's just a lot of back and forth with how your body's communicating with itself and like what kind of hormones it needs. It can hijack like hormones that it sends to the brain to tell the brain like, I want sugar all the time, even though your brain is now incapable of sending you the proper signals. So you'll like be craving things that don't make sense and going after food that you've never wanted. I had an insane sweet tooth that I was like, why is this happening? And so I'd like kind of quench it with like energy drinks like NOS, and my other favorite one was like Red Bull. And I'd never had like, that was so much, I had so much energy drinks. At some point I was like 1 a day, which for me is a ton, and like my body cannot sustain this. Like it can't work like this. And I also fully believe that my stomach was shot. I'm pretty sure I had like some sort of problem going on in my stomach, because there was like one spot on it that just hurt, period. Like non-stop hurt, period. Like all the time. Oh, hey, Freddie. What's up? I am good. I have been doing a D since I got COVID. I had no idea how bad you needed it. Yeah, vitamin D is super like relative to especially to muscle health. Your muscles need vitamin D in a lot of ways to heal and recover from like working out and stuff like that. It's very relative. It's part of the health cycle.
They also did research studies showing that how much vitamin D you have in your system, like the more you have the better, is directly linked to how bad your case of COVID will be.
Yep. So it's a very scary time in general, but it's also like a lot of people don't have the proper levels of vitamin D because a lot of people just are indoors all day, and that's really ironic because we're told, hey, stay in your home, you know, do your part by staying in your home, don't go out, blah 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 blah. But like there's also this other thing happening where you aren't getting as much sun. So like that's why they're like, hey, you know, like go out and walk or something, make sure that you do get like exercise, make sure you do get these things, because like you can't just willy-nilly through it and then, you know, you catch it and then that's it, you know. So it's just like, for me, I don't know what would have happened if I had caught it, but I'm not confident about what would happen if I had caught it. And I'm, you know, of course we're still in the midst of it, but it was just not I was not having a good time.
Straight up not having a good time, y'all.
Now that I'm like out of the woods and I'm almost done with my rewards, I feel a lot better. And I'm like really into these projects that I plan on doing, especially for like streaming and everything. Like I have a lot of ideas, and it's like constant like need to draw and like create, and I have all my passion back. And it was about a 4-year stint with this thing. Like I definitely know when the whole thing would have started, and I definitely could tell about the slow reduction of ability and productivity and emotions. It like definitely was slightly after my surgery, and like there was a point at which I went to the hospital and my iron was so low that they couldn't detect it in my blood. I don't know what the heck, I don't know. Like it literally, I got the test back and the little like chompy alligator mouth was pointed towards the less than 8 per millimeters in blood, which means they couldn't find
millimeters, but yeah,
like whatever. I don't
whatever.
I'm not a doctor. And like it just, there was like no iron in my blood, and like I had been eating fine. I would have been eating, like, spinach and, like, all this good stuff because I felt terrible. And so I was trying, like, maybe it's my health. Maybe if I, and so when they said you had no iron, I was like, what? And, like, that didn't make any sense to me. And I really should have hammered down that makes no sense because I'm eating. But at the time, I was like, okay, we found it. I have no iron. So I got iron. And my whole body was in a mess at that state. Like, nothing was healing. I had bruises all over my body that weren't healing. I had, like, scratches on my face that were just there for weeks. My face was pale. Of course it's pale. You have no iron. And, from what I remember, I just could not barely even function. And I was, like, sleepy at all hours of the day. And so we started putting iron into my system. And I got a little bit better. And I felt like, okay, maybe we found the problem. But, like, I'd also had a problem right after surgery where, like, my digestive tract just shut down as I was taking oxycodone, which is, like, it was prescribed to me and I was taking everything I needed with it, but it's also very terrible for you and, like, can just void your stomach and, like, just cause all kinds of issues. And that's what it did to me. I went from being able to eat ice cream and anything really to I can't eat ice cream. I can't digest anything. I did not have the ability to digest or, like, have a bowel movement for a week, and then we
Sure, they don't all need to know that. I'm teasing. Continue. Sorry.
And then we actually figured that out with probiotics, but I was not taking enough probiotics, and so it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. So then that's when, about 2 years in, I had no iron in my system. We tried to troubleshoot that, and I got a little bit better, and I was taking probiotics and iron, but it's not enough because the H. pylori was building in my system, and it got to the point where it was just a lot. It was detected as just a lot in my system, and then I went to the hospital because my life was, like, terrible. My leg went out. I couldn't sit up, like I said. My back was going out constantly. Like, my body was, like, breaking down, and I was just like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Like, I feel like I'm 68. And everyone around me was really sure to tell me, oh, that's just old age. Oh, you're just getting old. And I was like, are you sure? Like, that's... I mean, I feel like I'm, like, 80. Like, I don't know about that. And, but what really was the tall tale was when I couldn't use my right leg. Like, that's not right at all. Like, from walking...
Tail.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
So... I got that figured out and troubleshot and put away, and now I feel like I'm 20 again, and it's kind of annoying because I would like to sleep. Like, my energy is a little bit too high.
I just want to sleep.
And I'm, like, manic, and I'm taking on all these projects, and I'm drawing like a madman, and I'm, like, really excited about everything, and, like, everything's way too good, and so I'm just like, whoa. A little bit sad because technically, if you think about it, I had 4 years stolen from me in a way. So I'm just kind of in grieving and mourning because I was working as hard as I possibly could. I kept getting stopped. And, when my back would hurt from sitting up, it was a week or 3 days or 4 days to recover. And I couldn't do anything but lay down and have bed rest. And it hurt like crazy. It felt like when my back would go out from sitting up for literally almost no time at all, it felt like the bones were just smashing up against each other and constantly, like, grinding on each other, and just these sharp pains whenever I moved. And that would, like, go away with proper bed rest for 3 days with, like, a heating pad and ice. But, like, from sitting up for 4 hours, like, I can't... How do you work? How do you live? Like, that was my life, I got D-drops with K3, been doing 400 UI a day, or 4,000 UI a day. I am still getting treated for COVID. It's been 5 months. I am sick of it. So, you're getting treated for COVID as in you got it?
COVID? Wow.
And I get this max absorption vitamin D3 plus K2 MK7 liquid drops with MCT oil peppermint flavor on Amazon for $19. It has got my D way up. Do you have a schedule for your streams? Currently, we do not. We're still trying to, like, troubleshoot a few things about streaming. Like, if you notice, we got the chat in. there's just a few things, like, we cannot get the resolution to be better, no matter what we do on certain aspects of the game, despite having, like, a capture card that's supposed to be able to do that. So we're kind of working with that and troubleshooting, but
Part of that's just the processing power we don't have in general.
I mean, maybe, but
yeah.
who knows? I am always working on art. So, like, we just kind of, right now, we're just kind of doing whatever, and if we ever, like, if I'm able to, like, do something different, then we'll probably put up a schedule and start, like, really honing in on, like, a time frame. But for me, like, these are more, I mean, currently, I'm kind of aiming at, like, these are my, wellness checks, health streams, like, just something for fun so that I can, you know, relax and chill, because I was so very, very, very high stress. And when you're in that stage of thought, it's very difficult to function. And I felt like, you know, being surrounded by friends and being able to talk to them and then having, like, the stream pop in and say hi, like, that was a very low impact thing. But since we're not, like, streamers, you know, you know what I mean? I don't want to cross our streams. I can't promise anything with that. Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, we just kind of stream whenever. Like, if you notice, it's very sporadic. It's very loose. It's not, like, serious.
It's all loosey-goosey and stuff.
Oh, Travis, he says I watch and have an alert for you when you stream. That's so sweet.
Aww. Thanks, Travis.
Thanks, Travis.
Oh, man. I miss working, let me tell you. I've gotten to the whole industry is shut down in the entertainment industry, and it's just real rough not being able to work.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think you'd miss it as much, but, like, my god.
Well, you loved working.
I did. I really did love my job.
And, like, you're still trying to get work, so it's like...
It's just frustrating, because, you know, there's nothing, guys. It's all... I mean, I do have, like, some prospects, but it's always for, like, when we can get back together, and when people can, you know, do these things again, and blah, 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 blah. But...
There's a lot of, like, heavy pressure on people to create a vaccine before the industry standard, which is activity that is within 6 feet of range, can be achieved. And a vaccine cannot be achieved without proper vetting and making sure that it's not like another form of virus or like something that has a lot of side effects. It has to be safe. It has to clear a bar. And they're working on it. They've managed to like get it to like attach to a certain protein, and they're in human trials for it. And, you know, they're obviously, we're not, like, our scientists and everything are not just doing nothing, but it almost doesn't matter in a way for, like, certain aspects of this particular industry, because while they can find ways around it, like outside concert seating or, you know, drive-through theatrical performances, there is still, like, no real way to maintain a safe environment for patrons who are in a danger zone, even if you have, like, a distance, even if you have outdoor seating. Like, it's just, there's no real way to get around making that a safe experience, and so it is shut down entirely. Like, there's nothing to be done about it. And since the entertainment industry is like the lifeblood of this house, currently our house is shut down, and it's
our whole house is shut down.
It's just a lot. I got it in March. I thought I was going to die.
Oh
I
my
watched
God.
and have an alert from... Okay, so March. January, February, March. March was almost when we all started to understand, like, truly the horror that was going to come our way.
Well, March is when things started
But
shutting
also,
down.
March is around the time that, actually, I believe February was the time in which it started to pop up in Seattle. So I think from what I remember, Seattle was one of the first places that started getting cases, and it started in a nursing home from what I believe, and it was like 10 at first or something. And, like, there was a lot of, like, it's a negligible number, we wouldn't have that happen here, and, like, a lot of talk of this, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I could feel myself since December knowing that we were not going to take this seriously, and it was going to be a big deal for us, because I remember seeing all of what was happening in China and going, we are not prepared for this. There is no way. And we don't have what we need to be prepared for it. We don't have the mentality of, like, I have a saying that says, cut corners or they will cut you. And that's the concept of when you cut a corner, it's safe, right? When you do things right, it's safe. When you go through the effort, it's safe, right? You can still hit it. You can still get hurt on it, but it's not gonna, cut you the same way that a sharpened piece of paper that doesn't have, like, that curve would. And so I say when you cut corners, corners cut you, right? Which is just something that I've been saying ever since somebody got into office. Like, we're not going to get political here, but look. When something can be used way too many times by someone who is not a political person, there is a problem. There's something. Like, I am more apolitical. I don't know what's going on with most things, and I try, like, to keep up, but, like, it is a circus. And I didn't want to be in the circus. Someone gave me tickets, and I didn't want to be here. Okay, I didn't want to be here. But because I'm here, what I saw was China was getting a big battle with this. It was coming our way, and we just did nothing. So, gestures at whatever is happening in Capitol Hill, okay? Because Congress is doing something, and I don't know, like, it was...
Oh, they're doing something.
Wildly weird to watch it happen, like, real time. Because I saw the direction it was going, and I knew the direction it was going to hit, and I just... When you know something, and you're like... alright, there it goes. There it goes. It's disappointing. It's sad. It's frustrating. I don't feel safe, currently, with the way things are being... Handled. It's just not... They're not preemptive. They don't do things like... I don't know. What in the world? Why? It's just... Oh, that's fine. It won't... It's just 10... It's just 10K. What do you mean it's just 10? Like, did you remember that in Wuhan it was just 5? Like,
No.
Like, why would we not learn from... Okay, that's fine, whatever. Like, I just...
Here we are.
Raven, your work stuff was blowing my mind. The industry will come back. And when cons come back, you gotta let me take you guys out to dinner. Ooh, cons. Ooh.
We really haven't gone to a con in the last 4 years, I want to say.
Yeah, we really haven't been active in the con scene.
Things got interesting, and we got very tired, so we...
I personally felt like things got kind of a little too stressful to warrant me continually, at some point, I felt subjected to a convention as opposed to going to a convention. It was a very different feeling. What happened was I went to a con, and the experience was so bad that I had to talk to a therapist about it, because the staff of the convention were doing so many unprofessional things and acting absolutely out of control, which they, of course, jury-rigged their behavior and hung it on, like, the mental gymnastic of, well, the attendees are out of control, so we can do whatever we want to them, which is untrue. It's untrue, because it is your establishment and you need to be professional, and it sucks that people aren't all falling in line and being perfect little guests, but again, you don't get to treat everyone poorly because one time you had an incident and it was really bad and there was, like, a bunch of things happening with a bunch of different people and it was kind of crazy. Like, you do have to follow through and not be weird, and, like, that was what I experienced, was a lot of weirdness. It was really uncomfortable. At one point we were, like, walking in a hallway, and I was walking and I noticed my shoe had come undone, and I, at that time, knew and was very well aware that I have a hairline fracture elbow. It was pretty broken.
It wasn't a hairline fracture elbow, it was a broken elbow.
Oh, it was...
Your bone was broken
Yeah,
through.
it was a lot of things were happening with my elbow where it was pretty much broken. There was a lot of hairline fractures on it. I was just dealing with it. We were waiting to get surgery. I'm at this event. I see my shoe is untied. Do you know what I say to myself? I say, okay, I'm gonna tie it. So I say, hold on a second, and I bend down and I go to tie my shoe. Both of my friends stop beside me, and they're looking out for me because they don't want people to trip into me or something, or someone to walk through the hall and like whatever, right? So it is literally, I'm sorry, I don't know how quick or slow other people tie their shoes, but it is literally like maybe 10 seconds for me to tie my shoe. It is not that complicated of a procedure. So what happened was, is as I'm getting down to tie my shoe, I hear someone yelling. My brain doesn't process that I'm getting yelled at because that just seems untoward. Like, I'm not doing anything wrong. My friends are guarding me. No one's gonna run into me. Like, the hallway's not even busy. Like, there's hardly anyone in the hallway. And so I suddenly realize there is a very large man yelling at me to get the fuck up. Get the fuck up, get the fuck out of the hallway. And I was like, holy what? Like, you are yelling at me. I am getting yelled at because I am in a hallway, knelt down for like literally a split second tying my shoe. And this was the mentality of the way that they handled people in this convention. There was a lot of things that were like completely unprofessional to the point of ludicrous behavior and lying to attendees, lying to guests. I was gaslit. They had staff try to find me, like security, because I simply asked where their seating was in the lobby. I was like, you guys used to have, so I'm just curious because I would like to sit down. You guys used to have seating. You had it Thursday. I saw like, 4 rotundras and like 30 chairs, and I don't see it now. And he was like, dead stone-faced, we've never had seating here. And I cannot do that, you guys. I don't know the head games being pulled, but like, if you're gonna tell me that we've never had seating in our freaking 5-star hotel lobby, I'm gonna wonder if you were not here Thursday the same time that I came in which I have videos that I took of your lobby. And so I was like, yeah, you do. And I wasn't trying to argue. I was just like confused and like gaslit and like, no. I know that maybe you think you don't have seating, but you definitely do. I saw it Thursday. I don't. And he was like severely affronted, and he was like, we've never had seating in our 5-star hotel lobby. And I was like, Wheezes. My guy. Whoa. Okay, so here's the thing about you never having seating in your 5-star establishment. I have video footage of you having seating in your 5-star establishment on my phone from Thursday. I can't do this right now. If you're gonna play a game, you need to just stop, because I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you're doing it. It seems untoward. I don't get what you could possibly benefit from denying the existence of chairs. Like, where is the profit? Where? And like, I was just like, I don't understand what you're doing. And so to me, I think to him, he saw someone like just arguing with him and being like kind of like, what? And like confused, and he took that as a threat. And I know this because I walked away, and when I walked away, my friend who was with me was like, what the heck, because she works for, this is the Marriott, she works for the Marriott, and she was very offended because he gaslit me, he lied to me, she watched it go down, and she was pissed, right, because she works there, and she was like, he yelled at you, this should never happen, like, I don't have an explanation for this, right? She works at the Marriott. She got a free room there. She got free stay there. She, like, works there, right? So she walks back with me, and we stand in the lobby, which, by the way, was, like, corralled, like we're all cows or something for some reason. Like, putting everybody together in a tight circle with roping them off is gonna somehow make everything better. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. So we're smushed together, and my friend is like, would you like some wine? Like, trying to make the situation better, right? Like, she's trying to help me, and I'm just, like, grumpy and like, yeah, I just don't like being lied to. Like, this is weird. And so she gives me some wine, and I go to drink it. I'm drinking it, and she looks over, and she just chuckles to herself. And she goes, they'll never find you. And I look over, and I'm like, what? Who? What? You know, like, I'm, like, confused. And she's like, oh. And she points, and I see security rushing this girl who's much smaller than me, dressed up as Yang, and I was dressed up as Yang as well. So the security had been told to find me, but they were having a problem finding me. Do you know why? Because I was dressed up as a character that a lot of people were dressed up that day. I immediately took this as danger, because in my mind, that's a threat. I have an injury. This guy kind of rushed her and scared her. And she was like, whoa, what the heck? So if he's gonna do that to me, I don't know that he's not gonna do something physical to me. And the reason why they were called is beyond me. Like, I guess because I didn't just accept that chairs didn't exist Thursday. Like, the whole situation was so out of control and wild. Like, I don't understand, like, what the profit or gain. Again, I don't get. I was a guest. I'd paid for my stay. I don't know. I could not tell you. I was like a fully, like, in the. I don't know what was happening or why, but my brain was like, okay, you know what? I don't feel safe. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna change out of Yang and I'm gonna dress up as Noise, who is like a DMMD character. He's a male as opposed to a female. Nothing is pretty much showing. He's got like tons of like body piercings and I would have a different wig on. And I was just like, I'm just gonna hide in a different costume. Because I don't trust whatever this is. Because this feels nefarious and crazy, right? And that was how that entire experience was. Like, it felt like I was in another world, right? And I don't go back to cons now because of it. Because it was just so out of control. It was absolutely unprofessional. It wasn't okay. Like, I even talked to the Marriott about it after, but of course, they did nothing. Because I don't know. I really don't know. There was no follow-up. It was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. And I don't want to do it anymore. I don't feel safe anymore. They, like, actually took my sensation of safety from me because it was an authority issue, and I would not have been taken seriously in that issue. Like, I'm a cosplayer, I'm dressed up, people were, like, kind of anti that, and, like, there was just this overwhelming, like, you are in the wrong for asking about seating in our lobby establishment behavior. And it was just, like, it wasn't working out for me. And I do not feel safe in these environments anymore. That like, literally ruined, like, all chances of me ever returning. I went to one con after that, but that was a bad experience, too, because we went using Spirit Airlines. And they also don't seem to have any idea how to run their business. And that's another story for another day, but yeah.
I mean, that's a story I can tell.
He said, I got it ECCC weekend. It's good they canceled it, or I would have been spreading it all over the con. I picked it up in Everett. I wasn't wearing a mask. They said it was contact only. They were wrong. I always have SDCC tickets for you, but if you like, I am down for not meeting at con, but out to dinner while I am in town. We can even do it before or after. I will stay extra days. Yeah, nice. You know what? I am more comfortable with the idea of, like, if you do come down here, for us to have, like, a quiet dinner somewhere than I am at this point having any, like, contact with conventions, because that was no argument, one of the weirdest interactions with a professional industry I've ever had. Like, I've had people do weird stuff. This was, like, unprecedentedly strange. Like, I was just like, what is everybody doing? Why is everybody mad that I, you know, like, that I asked you about chairs? And to this day, it changed me. It changed my behavior a lot. Like, to this day, I get scared about asking about normal things. Like, normal things to normal people doing normal things. I'm like, what if they get freaked out because I want a chair? Like, what if they get freaked out because I'm confused as to why they're lying to me? Like, it really did completely remove any faith I had in authority and the safety of being in these spaces. I don't feel safe in these spaces. beyond that, like, I also had a bunch of traumatizing things happen at work with authority figures, but it's just a matter of, like, when it builds up to the point where you're paying to stay here, and the place is like, let me make sure that I find a reason to send security after you for asking about if I could provide seating for you, possibly, in a place that definitely had chairs Thursday, but no, we've never had chairs, shaky finger. Like, it's just... What? Like, what? Like, I can't... What? Like, and I have been in situations that are weird. I have been in situations where people gaslight me or mistreat the situation or misunderstand it or get unnecessarily aggressive, and the more you know reading Rainbow, maybe I'll tell you guys those stories someday. But, like, I can't do that again. Like, I can't be that situation again. Like, I've been that situation my whole life. I am a gay lesbian who was told I couldn't get married. I had, like, things happening to me from authority situations from up above in Capitol Hill that didn't make sense to me. Like, I have been through the ringer of, like, industry people raining down their confusion upon those who work for them. Like, I have been here so much, and just having it, like, literally go down the way that it did, and watching, like, my friends get, like, asked for their numbers from staff, like, hey, I want your number, bitch, give it to me, like, when they're just trying to get into an elevator or something from staff. Like, I can't be in those spots. I'm sorry. This is not a safe place for, especially me. I'm a small, like, don't have any self-defense at all woman. Like, I can't. There is a lot that I am not willing to put myself into, and it actually does heavily impact my life. I can't go places, I can't do things all the time, but, like, there's only so many times where I can be treated some way before I just go, like, fine, I won't do it, because I can't, it's too scary for me, like, at this point, to even be in a con. It was just, like, the last straw, like, the straw that broke the camel's back. So... we can do Little Italy, or wherever.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I love you, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Thank you, XOXO. I honestly, like, feel like if anyone else, like, is watching this stream, maybe later, maybe before, maybe right now, it doesn't matter. If anyone else is watching this stream and they've had a bad experience with authority figures being extremely unprofessional, gaslighty, just trying to go after you, like, putting you in a position where you're not in the power position and you're just asking for something simple, and they're doing that, like, it is a terrifying experience, and, like, I am so sorry that happened to you. It is for real. Like, I have been in these experiences, and it's, like, almost like time for time this will happen to me, and I don't like it, and I feel like people who are going through it often get disregarded in favor of, like, the person in power, whoever has the most power in the situation, which is why I was like, oh, they're sending security after. My friend thought it was funny because she straight up, where is the lie, bitch? Like, they can't find me. Where is the fucking lie? Like, they had no idea. Like, they were literally accosting every single girl who was dressed up as Yang. Like, just running around, like, being like, are you it? Are you it? Like, it was, you know, like, you're just, like, watching this happen. Like, I am secretly a ninja without even knowing it, because apparently, like, at the time, RWBY was very big, and everyone was cosplaying RWBY. In fact, that was that was the convention that we did our WBY at, and like, there's no way. She had every right to think that was funny, because there was no way he was gonna find me. I'm sorry. Like, you don't have the discerning eye, which is hilarious because you're security. But, like, like, what description did this man give them of me? You know, like, blonde hair, has gauntlets, and then he looks at the room, and everyone has blonde hair and is wearing gauntlets. Like, y'all just quit your job. Just go home. It ain't gonna, you know? Ain't gonna work today. Soldier it on, you know? Like, it was, for me, it was one of the worst experiences I ever had at a convention. There was a lot of other things that happened in convention, but, like, there was always kind of, like, this air of, like, I felt like people had it to a degree. I felt like people kind of, like, were understanding, and you could talk to them about things, and, like, they'd, you know, handle you relatively well. But just over time, I started to understand, like, these conventions are put up by people who are not really super professional in their trade. They don't exactly know what they're doing. It feels like they're like having people work this for like no money. They're like just having volunteers staff it, which is like very dangerous because they're not trained. And then you are there amongst this thing happening, and it's supposed to be this beautiful, fun, well-staffed, highly trained, efficient event, but it's not. I'm sorry, it's not. Like, I can't keep lying in order for people to be able to like create these events where like they're just not. What are you doing? Like, why are you even having it if you're gonna cut all these corners and let all of your guests like have things happen to them? Like, why would you even have an event? Like, it just blows my mind. Like, sometimes the things I hear that have happened, like, it's not a safe event. Like, to me, I don't feel that I would personally, like, if I had kids, for example, I wouldn't let them go to, no way. Like, you could, no. Like, you know, like, you would not be able to get me to do that. Like, it's just not, I don't feel that a lot of the events that I've gone to, I felt like, it's very rare that it is efficient and well-trained and everyone's having a good time. It's always like someone isn't sleeping who's on staff, and someone's volunteering for 36 hours and hasn't slept, and this isn't working, and that, it's what are we even having this event for if we're not going to try our best to do it well? Like, I just don't, like, it just, you know, like, I don't host events. I'm not in the know about how to do these things. This is not my career or job, so I'm not gonna, like, nitpick, but when I go someplace, if you can't make it safe, why did you do it? Why would you have it unless the people going are going to be safe? Why would you ever? And, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I have no idea what it goes into this, all the permits, all the blah, all the ways they handle it, the employee rationale, the payments, the taxes, the reservations of the hotels, the everything that goes into that. That is not my job. But figure out what you're doing if it is yours. If you want to do that, do not do it the way that I have had to experience it. It is unfair. It is really bad for everybody, including the person, like, running it. Like, I don't, you know, like, it just, what is the point of doing something? Like, and I personally do not, like, I imagine that it is a stressful and very time-consuming and hard to maneuver situation to run an event. I've been in events before. I've been in charge of, like, multiple people and divvying out and delegating things and, like, trying to keep everyone happy and motivated and you know, fed and all these things. It's just a matter of just don't, there is things that you need to do, and if you don't do those things, I will not come back. Like, I won't come back to your event, you know? Would Raven like to tell the airline story?
Oh, Spirit Airlines. Well, I would love to. First, we should invite Danny into the call.
Oh, is Danny...
Danny is totally ready.
Oh, let me see.
And so we should just invite her into our call.
Sneaky her in.
Sneaky her in.
Bun.
Le bun.
Le pen.
Le bun. Spirit Airlines. My God. I can't even...
Hello!
Hello!
Welcome to the
Hi.
call! This is Danny, everybody.
Hello.
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 So I was about to tell my Spirit Airline stories.
Oh.
Oh boy. Okay.
Travis just says when. I believe he just said
Oh boy. Yeah, go ahead and switch over to art, because this is gonna take some brain power from
okay,
me.
I'm gonna... Yeah, it's gonna be likely that she's not gonna be moving in order to play this, to tell you this.
Hey Danny, while you're at it, you should go check out Sakura's house.
Did you
yeah.
do the thing?
I watched her do it. Let me tell you the thing. She has done the thing.
Oh my god, I'm
Sakura's
so excited.
gonna be absolutely... I'm, like, hoping that you guys please make sure you film it, because I'm a little worried that she's gonna just go in there and not know, and then that's gonna be like, what?
I mean, that's half the fun.
I know, I'm
surprising her.
I just need for her to have people to assure her she's not crazy while it's happening. Like, I'm just worried she's gonna be like, I'm sorry, and then, like, it's just better if it's filmed, because then at least she has people talking to her, laughing, and then she realizes very quickly, because otherwise it's just like really sad. Like, that's a lot.
So, yeah.
Real quick, which house is the one that you...
Oh, it's the one next to the Haunted Mansion.
Perfect. And then if I open like a door, is that gonna mess things up?
No, I mean, water's gonna come out.
Okay.
I want to
Good
see this.
lord.
Hold on. I'm gonna move towards you.
Is it this one?
The pink house?
Oh, the pink house.
Is it this one?
It's next to the Haunted Mansion.
Is it this
Oh, this
Is it that
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Oh my god, I can see like the turtles trying to come out of the wall. Just gonna look through the peephole. Oh my god.
What's wrong, Daddy? Don't you want to go in?
Gee. But then if I open it, it's gonna mess it up, won't it?
Okay, I'm
Nope.
showing them. Please look through the people.
Go ahead
sure?
and open it. Go ahead and open
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right, you ready?
it. Ready?
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Oh!
Haha!
Oh my god. Whoa! Oh, that's cool. Somehow you got... Huh. Oh my god, this is amazing. I love it. It's just all turtles.
I also made you something. You gotta follow me though.
Okay, this is A+. Good work.
Follow me.
You've done the job. The job has been done. The deed has been sought.
I've done the thing.
The ode has been
I
wrought.
love
the weave has
it.
been woven.
Okay. And then
The weave.
your other surprise is over here.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
It's a bunny rave!
And they're all pink!
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're so cute!
Good times.
There's a bunny rave
Thank
happening. It's a
you.
pool party, sorry. The bunny pool party's happening here. But then I was like, a bunny rave needs to happen like right about here.
Oh yeah, they're still in there,
Still
huh?
at the pool party. Mhm.
Hey guys.
Uns, uns, uns.
Uns, uns. I was looking
Oh
at
my
the
God,
fish rave,
cute.
but yeah. So anyway. Okay, you
I
can switch
love
back now.
it. Thank you.
Switch right
Oh.
back to... Yeah.
So
Super
Now we
cute.
can talk about Spirit.
Spirit Airlines. Come check out my
Hold on,
Japanese
let me
castle
just
while you're at
catch
it.
up with the chat.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it's the chat. Are those turtle shells?
No, they're turtles.
They're real turtles. Freddie
Live and
says,
well.
hello, Danny. And Travis says, hello.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Rob says, I arrive at thank you, YouTube, for not notifying me as always. Oh no! Sakura's on stream. She said, what did you do? Dang. I was like, alright, you must prepare her, and she's already watching.
Damn it!
Shoot.
She ruined her own surprise.
Rob says, oh lord, I see a Balin. Freddie says, anyways, I'm going. I'll have fun. Have fun. Have fun. Have a nice night,
Have a
Freddie.
good night.
Freddie.
My tavern! You failed it! I can hear her
Shoot.
screaming that.
Damn it!
XOXO says, oh, Raven time. Yay! Raven time.
All right,
We're
Spirit.
we're gonna have to find another surprise for Sakura. Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, man.
Have to do it well. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Sakura's just
looks
like
so
sweating
cute,
over
by the
here,
way.
like, find a freaking for me. What did I do? And it's like, oh yes, I do remember survival mode. Last episode on Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Oh,
This
man.
is so cute, by the way. Oh my gosh.
My traditional Japanese castle.
It's so cute.
Slightly modern stuff.
I love it.
Anywho.
And
You have to fly up here. Into the
The roof?
master bedroom. Yeah, you have to fly up to the master bedroom. There's a hole in the
Oh.
roof. See?
flight. I like that. I like that flight is a thing and create like you can just do whatever you want, which is very cool.
Makes me very happy. You got my
That's so
bamboo.
cute.
Okay, story time.
Oh, I actually forgot.
I know.
I
I get really distracted. Let's go out and look at my balcony.
Yeah, don't expect me to wrangle that in. 'Cause,
Sorry. I've been very
Same.
highly distracted.
yeah, none of us are gonna.
Okay, so anyway, sit on my porch and talk about Spirit Airline. So,
Spirit.
Spirit Airline goes as such.
Spirit.
We were gonna go to a convention in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
a big one. And the cheapest flights I could find, because, my god, it was expensive, were for Spirit Airlines. And initially I'm like, hey, yeah, that's cool. I've never heard anything about Spirit Airlines, so this is all new news
There's a
to
reason.
me.
In my opinion.
Since then, I've heard nothing
but
Spirit Airlines
now
stories.
Now it's like everyone's come out the woodwork, like, Spirit?
Did you say Spirit Airlines?
I say Spirit Airlines because it steals it from you, and by the time you're done, you no longer have a will to live.
Definitely. So it started with,
Oh.
we, we're getting ready to go, everything's fine, blah, 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 blah. We have, I think, one...
Night, Travis!
Oh, good night, Travis! We have one suitcase
night.
between us.
Sakura's crying.
We love you, Sakura.
So much love.
Like, the sadism isn't strong here. No.
Oh boy. Okay, so it's probably like I want to say it was about a week before we were gonna get on the flight that we find out that the Spirit Airlines charges for carry-on.
What?
Yeah, they charge for carry-on. So not only do they charge for check-in, but they charge for carry-on. Which is,
Ew.
it's a lot. They're asking a lot of money, so we're like, okay, you know what, we're just gonna do one check-in because it's cheaper than the carry-on. Randomly. Don't even ask me why, it just is. It's cheaper than the carry-on. So we do one bag check-in, and then we realize, like, oh my god, there's not enough room for all of our costumes, and, like, we're gonna be there for, like, a week, and blah, 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 so we layer, like, all of our costumes on
It looked
top of
ridiculous.
ourselves.
Oh,
So we're walking
my
around
God.
in, like, 50 layers.
I was dressed up as... I had a Sonic the Hedgehog wig. I had, like, a fox onesie.
And, like,
over
noise
that,
underneath.
Noise boots on. So it was,
Oh
like,
my god.
orange, blue, and neon green.
It was really bad.
And then somebody... I had, like, a bandana, like, on the top part of the fox outfit, and somebody asked us if we were rappers, and I just want to know, my band looks anything like our crazy situation, because it was not color-coded, nothing was handled appropriately in the way that I tried my best.
It was a
Look,
disaster.
I tried my best, but I just want to know what band they thought we were.
Yeah. Last mischance.
Yeah, you can come out.
Last
mischance.
That is appropriate.
That is accurate.
That is appropriate.
So, right. Anyway. So we get on in all of our gear, like in everything, and we get onto Spirit Airlines, and it's like, if you could, like, stuff people into a tin can and then, like, rocket launch it through the air, that's what Spirit Airlines was like.
What?
So what they did was they had
Oh,
purchased a
man.
bunch of cargo planes, and then they put chairs in these cargo planes. Okay?
Oh my god. What?
Yes. And so there's no online entertainment. So there's nothing there that's entertainment. There's no music, there's no TVs, there's no even, like, in-flight whatever to look at. There's nothing, okay? So there's that. If you want water or peanuts or whatever, you have to pay for it, right?
Peanuts?
Yeah, anything. They have nothing complimentary. You have to pay for everything.
Wow.
First class is like $100 more or something like that. First class means you get, you're not separated from anyone. You get, like, a foot more of leg space at the very front.
Ooh.
Yeah, and you don't have to sit behind someone. Because they
I-
actually cram the chairs in closer to each other than normal airlines.
No kidding. The first thing that happened to me was I started to... When we went to, like, get our seating arrangement figured out, the machine was like, you're not sitting next to each other. And I was like, well, we bought our tickets next to each other.
I bought two tickets at the same
Apparently,
time.
the way that they did it is that if you want to sit next to each other, even if you buy your tickets at the same time and you get those assigned seats, if they feel like it, they can just shuffle you wherever, and it costs $15 to assign a seat at the
What?
place.
I think it's 25.
which-
I thought it was 25 if you want to sit next to each other.
It was
Oh
a
my
billion to me in
gosh.
my head
Oh,
because
yeah.
I was just like, who does this?
So if you want to sit next to the person who you bought plane tickets with,
And I fully remember this part we walk in, and I look at the guy, and I say, hey, our tickets are kind of swapped for no reason that I can tell, and we bought them at the same time, and they're supposed to be seated next to each other, but for some reason, your machine said that I have to sit over there. I have extreme anxiety, and I am terrified of planes. I don't know what can be done, but is there a way that we can just swap seats or something? And the guy just looked at me, and I remember this very clearly because, like, we were all waiting just to get on there because the pilot didn't show up, which is always...
great.
No, we're mixing up timing, but
okay,
yes.
So the guy was like, oh, we have no way to check that. And I went, you have no way to check that? And he was like, yeah, we have no way to check your seating. So we can't change seating here on the plane. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, there's nothing we can do. And I was like,
we don't have any computers on here.
And then he went, we don't have any computers on here. And I went, so you don't have any computers on the airline? And he was like, yeah, we don't have any computers on the airline. And all that happened when he said that to me, because I know nothing about airplanes, was my brain going, who doesn't have computers? Period.
Yeah.
And all the alarm bells went off, and I almost vomited right there. A pregnant woman sitting a little bit away, just like four rows down, saw me just lose it. Like, she could see the fear.
The pale.
And she stood up and said, we can switch seats. I would like to switch seats with you because, actually, I would like to switch seats anyway, because if we switch seats, then I would be sitting next to your wife, and I would be sitting next to my husband. So
Surprise!
Let's switch
Perfect.
seats because it's perfect. Everything's arranged. And I immediately, like, looked at this woman, and I was in tears, like, already. And she was just like, no, it's okay, everything's fine. And I was like, is this okay? And she was just like, it's fine. This is where this works out for both of us. I remember, like, the pilot, just like the staff and the pirate, like, just walking away, just having no indication that they gave like two sets of a willpower to F off.
Right.
Like, they had no F's to give. They were done. And like, so I sat down, and for the entire ride I just wanted to die. Like,
so we get in the plane, and you know, it's shitty. Like, it was a stupid thing to begin with getting in, but like, we get going, and it's really rocky. It's a rocky plane ride. But it's hard to tell that it's rocky because there are people who you have stuffed into an airplane with no entertainment, and then you've given them the option to buy alcohol.
Oh no.
So a bunch of people got trashed on the plane, and it turned into a bar that you cannot escape from.
Oh no.
So, like, people were just shouting and yelling and, like, laughing to each other. It was a loud bar that you could not escape from. And it was late at night, right? And so one guy was just like, I'm gonna buy her shots. And, like, I was like, oh my god, why is this happening, right? And I'm just like, fucking end me. And it is just, it is just a chaotic mess. And it's, yeah, the bar you can't escape from in the sky was terrible. So, which wasn't really their fault. We had kind of a bumpy landing, but whatever, we were happy to get out.
TBH, something about the frat boys kind of distracted me from being as afraid as I could have been.
Because we realized how scary it actually was to be on that plane, on the way home. On the way home, to check in your bags was like $100 or something like that.
No, I walked past the
Excuse
sign.
me?
Yeah.
And
Or no, that's for carry-on, excuse me. Check-in was, yeah.
So we're walking towards, and I looked at the sign for check-in for your bags, right? And we're still doubled up in, like, everything, because we're like, you're not gonna get us. We are resourceful. You can't get us, capitalist America. Right? Like, I think I've got this on lock. I'm like, I am crafty. Woohoo, you can't take my money. And then, like, I look over, and I go, huh! Like, it's a good thing they can't, because they tripled the charge on the way back.
It was,
So on your flight back, it was like 152.
I don't think it was 152. I think it was 100 and something.
I will never forget that number.
Okay, sure. Then it was whatever. It was astronomical. Like, it was, excuse me? And that's not even for an overweight bag. That's just for your bag.
And all I could think is, like, we came prepared because we had checked the site. We were asking them, like, how much is it for this? How much is it for that? We like, reamed them about information. And I know most people don't do that because if they fly different airlines, they wouldn't know to do that. And even us, we're just very careful because, like me, I have authority issues with authority. I don't trust. I'm sorry. It's broken. Society broke it, and then like Capitol Hill broke it, and like it's not there. It's not there, bitch. I don't trust. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go research heavily, and like we found out the thing about the bags, and so we sidewinded that, and we dodged this. But as I noticed that as we're coming back, you would have to get on that plane, and you would have to check your bag in, right? Because it's the return flight. What are you gonna do? Like, be like, I actually don't want to go home. like, what are you gonna do? You know, there's nothing you can do, Lee. You know, so like, as I was walking towards and I saw that, my brain was like, oh my god, crafty. Like, I was just like, these people are they are definitely out for your money only, and they don't care about.
I mean, maybe out for your blood. It just depends.
Oh my god.
So like,
Probably.
so we
Your
get
soul.
there, right? And we get there and we're like, oh, okay, all right. Well, thank God we skipped all that nonsense.
Cries internally.
Because you know, to hell with you guys. That's ridiculous extortion.
It was.
So
Yeah.
gosh, what was it? Oh yeah, so we get there and we're waiting because our flight's delayed. And we don't know why, but
Oh,
it is.
great.
And we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting some more, and then someone comes over the speaker and says, I'm sorry, we're waiting on some staff to arrive. Apparently, there were some people who just didn't show up. So,
Okay.
so we were like, excuse me? And like, it takes forever. We were there for like extra hours waiting for staff to show up.
There's pictures of me
Oh,
asleep
no.
on the ground in my wig, like covered, bundled up in like 3 layers of clothing because they don't want us to have carry-on because they are Satan.
Yeah, so,
Oh my
right,
god.
so we're like, okay, whatever, finally we get on the flight. We have a catch up to do.
I see, and blah blah blah. XOXO, oh my god, WTF. Me too. Mrs. Breezy says, I love ponies, this is way worse. Okay, cool. Of Christ. Not sure what that means, Miss Breezy. One man in Selma said, what do you mean? What? Miss Breezy, is this stream of furries because I'm down? It is sort of.
I mean, currently.
I am into the furry persuasion, and I am one, and I often draw them. XOXO.
Surprise.
Wow, what a personal hell. Yep.
Oh, it hasn't even gotten to the
is.
worst of it.
Kisses and hugs is right. It is. Frey says, yeah, I guess it's some Sonic fan characters being drawn. Miss Breezy says, Breezy is disappointed very. And Freddie says, I'm sorry. And Rob says, oh, look, a big lipped alligator moment. And I like wolves and horses at the same time. Freddie says wolves are pretty cool. Rob says interesting. And Miss Breezy says all the stuff I'm saying, I don't feel comfortable. I'm just negative. Okay, Mrs. Breezy, if you can try a little bit harder to be cohesive, that would be super helpful because I'm not quite following what you're saying. Like, I literally just kind of got lost in the sauce there. Anyways, Spirit.
Right, Spirit Airlines. Okay, so we finally managed to get on the flight. Hours later. We're on the flight, and we're like, you know, we end up in first class for random reasons. Like, we end up in first class because...
I don't know why that happens.
It's something like nobody else wanted the seats, and it randomly, like, lotto dumped us into first class.
Which is
again,
not really different.
Not a
from...
problem. Yeah.
First class is all of an extra foot of room for your
It really
feet.
isn't any different. It just is basically the seats all the way up in front, which don't happen to have seats in front of them. So, like, the first 4 seats all the way up in front where you're crammed against something.
That's first class.
That's first class. Welcome to first class.
You get to stare either out the window or at a blank white
Welcome!
wall.
Welcome one and all.
So, there's that. You cannot, like, tip your seat back more than, like, an inch. It's really... It's just the worst. I think something like...
So luxurious.
So luxurious. I think something like my armrest was broken. Like, you could pull it up.
God.
I was like, I feel super safe. So We
Wow.
Oh man. So we get in and we're like, cool, this is gonna be fun. So we get buckled in, and the person who came on was filling in was one of the people who came on who was filling in for missing staff was this
so
online or not online, my god, was this stewardess who was way too peppy.
Oh man.
Right, she was excited to be there and excited at you, which didn't make any sense because no one was excited to be there.
It was really,
Hold on,
really
let me
wild.
finish.
She was,
No,
she,
let me finish.
her vibe was, woo! I'm here! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! You're like,
Oh,
alright,
God.
are you? Because I'm not.
Nobody is. So
Nobody can.
the plane starts taking off, and it is a bumpy, terrible ride. But it's not just like turbulent bumpy. So while it's going up and down thanks to the turbulence, it's also going like rocking side to side. So it's up and down, side to side at the same time. So I have never been so sure in my life that the plane was going to drop out of the sky. Like,
Oh no.
I was certain we were going to crash because we were definitely taking angles that I've never seen before in turbulence that didn't make any sense. And I was like, is the pilot drunk? Is the pilot drunk? Is this what we were waiting for the pilot to sober up? Because I think the pilot's drunk, right? Freaking out right at this point. Kim just passes out in fear. Like,
So what happened was, as we were talking, she was trying to assure me, and I was clutching like my Sonic the Hedgehog plushie. Yes, I have one. No, it doesn't. It's not a problem. You can have plushies. It's fine. Anyway, so I
Absolutely.
looked over out the window at one point, which was a mistake. What it felt like was I was tilting. It felt like I was tilting.
Oh no.
And my brain was like, I will assure myself that we are not tilting, because every time I've ever kind of felt like I was tilting, we're not really tilting. I looked out the window. I've never seen a plane wing almost 90 degrees angled. And my brain was like, how sharp and steep are we turning? And I don't remember much after that. It was like, I am lights out. We're done. Okay, we're not going to be able to process anything after this. I passed out in fear.
it was terrifying. And it continues. So, like, it's a really bumpy ride. As we're getting closer to our destination, it's just getting worse. Like, it's not getting better. It's just getting worse. And, like, mind you, so anyway. Sorry, it's like PTSD for me in some ways. So
Yeah, understandably. God.
It was a lot, and like Kim eventually passed out. And I'm just like wide awake, like, we're gonna die. This is it. This is the end. This is how I go, and I really fucking hate it. I'm not here for it. I'm straight up not having a good time, bro. So
Oh
let
my
me
God.
tell you, not thrilled. So we get close, like, finally they go to the announcement that we're gonna land soon, right? And I'm like, oh, thank God!
Okay.
We're almost there. This woman, this stewardess,
Oh, man.
gets on the
Can I be the woman?
over intercom, sure.
Oh God.
So she gets up, and my brain is like, death approaches. Like,
I finally woke up.
not here for the happy peppy. It is not. You ever hear of like blue and red duking it out because they need to have a color that's going to be dominant? This woman was coming at me with a color that was like just not in my spectrum. She was just like, I forced this upon you, and I was like, the power compels you. Like, we were just not having it. And she came on and she was like, hello everybody, how's it going? I'm here to, go ahead and get you some information about Spirit Airlines today. I think it's great that you're, here, and we're all here and we're together, and like, I was like, we're gonna die together. That's great.
Oh
This
no.
is who I die
My
with.
brain
This is
was
it.
like processing everything she was saying, but tacking on and death at the end. Oh, also, we're dying together. Oh, you're so glad we're all here together. Funny how we dropped altitude a second ago and the plane went entirely silent because I think
Suddenly.
the pilot stopped
Oh my God.
flying.
Oh,
for a
that's right,
moment.
right. No, seriously, we're going, and then suddenly we just don't hear the engines anymore.
They just cut out.
They just cut out.
Uh,
Right? We don't hear the engines for a while
It
as we're
goes
dropping
dead.
altitude real rapidly.
And we start pretty much falling.
Like, we are falling out of the sky. And I'm like, I don't know what happened, but I'm like almost in tears, like, this is it, this is it, this is it.
Oh,
the
no.
whole time, this woman starts trying to sell us Spirit Airline credit cards.
So you know how
Oh my
airline
God.
airplanes, proper ones that are owned by Satan, I don't even know.
What is
Alaska,
happening?
places like that where I've been in these other,
Okay, so
they make a slow descent where they like cut some of the engine and then the flaps come out on the wings and then slow you down, and then the descent is very slow, it's very chill, it's very like controlled.
Okay.
They decided that it would be great if I think they were conserving gas or something, to just cut the engines and let the plane just rapidly descend out of nowhere, right? So I hear the engine stop and my brain's like, I've played PlayStation 4. I know how loud it is. When it stops making noise, I know that
There's a
it's
problem.
not managing my game and it's going to crash. And then quite literally after, it'll overheat or something, right? If something is not working and the sound of it not working is no longer existent, there is something happening with that thing. And like, if you're suddenly falling, so the engine's gone and we're falling.
Oh my god.
And so this woman tries to like distract us from our sensation of the world, our stomachs
dropping out of the sky.
Like, it is Tower of Terror, and she is singing to us.
But she's singing
So
to the tune of like
she wants us to get credit cards. I am not kidding you. That is what she wants. She wants us to sign up for the Spirit credit card. And she starts by saying, "Welcome Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Washington. Everybody in the plane gotta get a credit card. Woo, Spirit Airlines. We selling for you. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, we are going to die to this? Oh my god!
this is how I'm going out.
This is insulting to everything. This has everything to do with everything I've ever done. And this is how I die? Like,
I think she's singing to the tune of, if I can remember correctly, it was something like, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
Oh my
To
god.
that
It's
tune,
a cursed moment.
But like, with credit card information, and like how you could just, join and you can go to all these places and you can travel for cheap with Spirit Airlines and it's all your choice and yada yada. And I'm like, this is it. We're going out to
like, this
This
is
is
too
the end.
coincidentally comedic and well set up and well timed. Death approaches.
Yeah,
Like, I was just like,
oh,
there's
death
no
approaches.
way. There's no way that this does not end poorly. And then what happened is suddenly the plane, like the engine, comes back and it's like roar, and like the entire plane just starts rapidly like fighting the gravity and tilting us back.
Oh,
And I was like, okay, well,
we're still, mind you, this entire time rocking side to side, like
In
no
the-
joke,
in-
in the
yeah.
air. So we're coming in and we're coming towards the ground, and I'm like, we're going to hit the ground wing first. We're literally going to hit the ground wing
there's
first.
no way.
I can tell.
Not with how the degree of
Not with the angle we're
no.
at, not with how fast we're going. We are going to hit the ground, right? Like, I'm not even kidding. 90% certain
And
we're
this
going to hit the
woman
ground.
is just still singing.
Singing.
Like, and I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
I never would have liked this anyway. What makes you think that adding death to it and fear would like
Make it better?
Make it better. Like, where is the enjoyment of the thing you're selling, sir? Like, this is not how capitalism works. I don't even know what you're selling at this point. Like,
Oh
and
my
so
God.
the plane starts to back up, and like it's just coming in fast, hot. Like, I'm just
my
like,
God.
this is not. And we see the ground like rapidly approaching us in a way that is not right, and then the plane, like, everything opens up and it's trying to like slow its descent, but it all opens up at once suddenly, so like the flaps open and everything, and it just feels like you're getting all this weight and pressure just slams down on you, and then you're like, oh my god, we're done for. And then you feel the wheels smash onto the ground, and you feel the plane bounce.
Multiple
Bam,
times.
bam, bam,
No.
bounce,
Yeah.
bounce, bounce. There was 3. And this plane is just like slightly tilting into a tailspin by the 3rd one. And you're like, if a plane goes into a tailspin and any part of that plane hits anything, it is going to explode. That is how things work. That is what physics are. That is what fuel being in the plane is. And that is how things work. You can't have something going that fast strike any part of an airway or a landing strip or anything in the way and have it not get violently shoved any one direction, because that is just simply how laws of world work, right? So I'm like holding on to my breath, like, please don't tailspin into anything. Do not curve the plane, right? So it tailspins a bit. You can feel it kind of switching to the point where it's almost losing its center of gravity with the wheels on it, and then you feel it kind of flatten and then land and then move forward. And you can tell that this thing almost tailspun. It tailspun, kind of lifted a little bit, and then landed again. So there was 3 bounces, a slight tailspin, and then a lift on one side of the plane a little bit, and then a crash back down to the 4th landing, and then a slow. Then the wings, of course, open up, and it's like pulling itself from rapidly slowing down. And the moment that I realized how fast we were going, I was like, oh my god, I think we're gonna be okay. But it's just like it's slowing down, and you're just like, oh my god. I have never seen people try to exit a vehicle so fast.
Well, here's the thing.
God.
The entire time, it is dead silent.
Ooh,
Like,
that's
there
so
is
creepy.
not a person talking, not a child crying. It is dead silent.
And that's the difference between frat boys yelling, I want another one. There is a big difference, because they will distract you enough with like whatever they're doing so that you can feel a little bit normal, some sense of normalcy. But when everyone's dead silent and all you can hear is the sound of the engine cutting or like the whole thing tilting, it's not a good time. And then on top of that, to have the only interaction you're having is like this peppy person singing about credit cards. It feels surreal. It feels like you just entered hell. Like, I just
was pretty sure. Yeah, I was like, this is it. This is how we go. This is the worst thing.
Oh my god.
I was like, this is not how I imagined going, but here we are, and this sucks. So, death approaches.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah.
Aha, death approaches. Like,
it was a lot.
I don't understand. Like, this is not how you calm people down, by like gaslighting them with a credit card song. I've never had someone. I mean, like, I just said like they gaslighted me over chairs. Like, this is a whole nother like situation that I've been in where it's just like, do you not know how people work? Like, are you an alien?
I mean, to add insult to injury, it was all out of tune. So like,
Oh man.
like.
Absolutely cursed.
It was 100% cursed, and I was like, "This is an experience."
Oh, and she was clapping. So I said, "Welcome California, Alabama, Mississippi, da 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 the credit card, blah 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 blah. You're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. This is how I'm trying to send you to your death." I'm super
Heck?
And again, it's dead silent. No one in the plane is saying anything or like acknowledging that this is happening, because nobody wants it to be, I guess. I don't know, but it's not good. So yeah, that is my my Spirit airline story of terror.
Oh my god.
Yeah, never again. I don't even... Have we flown since then?
No.
I don't think we've even flown since then.
No.
I don't blame
I don't trust
you.
anything anymore. That broke me.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I heard other people complain about Spirit Airline, and I was like, thank God, because they really do gaslight you into thinking like, oh, your experience was fine. Like, they want you to think that your experience was fine. They want you. They're like out there Jedi melding this shit. They're like, you had a fine time, like moving their hand across the void, and you're like,
everything went smoothly. You do not know.
Like
your pilot was not drunk. There was not a woman singing at you off.
When people care about what you think, when you get off the plane, staff is lined up and they say, have a nice time. Like,
enjoy your blah,
There
blah,
was
blah.
no one out
not
there.
These motherfuckers.
They were, I don't know.
I think they were just
like,
leaving the plane too.
They're just like, I'm out.
I'm off work. And I was like, I suddenly can understand
what's even better was, at
delayed.
the time, our roommate was picking us up, right? And she said that she had seen a plane come down and just like bounce, and that she
Uh.
she had seen that on her way in, and she remembers being like, "Is that how that works? Like, I've never seen a plane do that. That was us on the plane.
That was our plane!
God.
Like, that's not how that works. Like, let me tell you a thing about like why this is not okay. Like, no, it's not how it works. What the hell?
It's not a thing.
Jeez Louise.
So that
is crazy.
like
Oh.
Spirit Airlines.
The heck?
Now, I promise you, if you go and look at any, like, commentary on Spirit Airlines, there are people who have damn near identical stories to us. Like, because we went home and we immediately started searching it because we're like, this is not normal. This cannot be normal. This
Right.
Sakura just scrolled across the screen and just said, I just can't.
Oh my god. Let me catch up with the chat.
Oh, right, I put pigs in her castle.
So Miss
Oh my
Easy
God.
is like talking, but I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say.
Maybe there's a language barrier.
So I think that might be a second language or something, but like I don't,
Hilarious,
I'm not sure
that's
what
Sakura.
exactly is being said here, but if you can let me know what's going on, I will try my best to read your comments. I'm not quite getting it. And Rob said, back to the main topic, transatlantic flights are wild. My 2018 UK trip was fraught with screw-ups, and I was one of the random people chosen by the TSA for the complimentary pat-down, cause yes. I have bad memories with Sonic. God, my childhood is long dead. Okay. I mean, sorry about that. Freddy's like, Sonic is a good boy. I love him. Rob says, Luke and I picked Singapore Airlines, and the service was unbelievably good. Hot meals and coffee topped it off. US Airlines represent the opposite end of the comfort spectrum. We also hit hella turbulence somewhere over the eastern seaboard, which is a bit unnerving.
You didn't
At least
see
they
it.
didn't bombard us with phony cheerfulness and credit cards. Perhaps it was an outlet for her own nervousness. XOXO, thank you for the story. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Sakura just flew up to me, looked at me, and shook her head.
God.
Oh my god, I love
Man.
it.
I can't even see is the problem. Like, I'm trying to get in here, but, like, the way everything is dimmed, heavy breathing intensifies.
Oh my gosh, I need to switch over to whatever y'all are on. What are y'all
Oh.
on?
Oh, man.
She's typing in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I will help you clean it up, Sakura.
Oh my god.
Man, that was 100% worth it.
The pigs cry face. So good.
Right. Good God. Spirit Airlines, folks.
Oh, dang.
Oh man.
I'm glad you guys are
I
okay.
think it was the
I'm glad we're alive too.
Jeez, yeah.
Just like something about the singing. Like I don't know why they thought that would chill me out.
Maybe that's what she did when she panicked, like that one person said. Like,
It's her panic. Like she's just
Well-
like ha 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 ha.
we're gonna die, so I'm just gonna sing the credit card jingle. Yeah, that's it.
It's like usually when like things are going wrong on a plane, you can look to like the stewardess or like the person, you know, and they're like, I've never had a situation where I'm on a plane where the people who are working there didn't calm me down. Like they didn't make me feel like I'm safe until Spirit Airlines, in which case I don't know. Like that didn't I don't know what was being done, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what they were doing, but it wasn't working. Whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Whatever the plan was with that is a mystery to me. I am unaware. It didn't feel super hot. I don't know what it was supposed to feel like, but it wasn't a good experience. And what they were planning, they were like, "Hey,
Sakura just wrote, "Now I serve turtles." Oh no! Oh no! Like, not that she serves them food, but like she serves them. Like, they are
Like
the food.
they're her leader or something.
No, like They are the food.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Or no, they are looking at her. They are all looking at her from the kitchen. So maybe she does serve turtles. This is ridiculous.
Oh, I love it. Whee.
Oh, Sakura, I love you. I'm gonna get out of here. In case
God.
you choose to kill the turtles, I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
I cleaned up all the water.
So that was our
Yay.
Spirit Airlines adventure. I would suggest nobody attempt to,
Please, God, nobody ever.
Don't put yourself, like, try to avoid it, if it's really cheap and you're just like, I have no capacity to feel fear.
I am dead inside. It's fine. I mean,
I want to
so
gamble.
bad.
I want to
gamble
thrill.
my life. I want to thrill. Yeah, I mean, I will serve them, not serve them. Okay. All right, just checking, man.
Ooh, what's that? Oh, the cops.
Yeah, right.
Okay, anyway.
Anyway, my God.
That story stressed me out. Like, I was getting anxiety listening to it. Like, planes are not supposed to do that. Even just like the lack of space and the fact that it was like a flying bar. That's terrible.
Oh
Oh
boy.
my god. No.
The fact that the second plane was full of people who were just like, no, this is bad.
Oh man, it was so
like, it's like doom hung heavy in the air. Like,
you know, when people know they're gonna die,
It's just
just that quiet acceptance of fate. Like, oh boy.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
So guys, never ever oh, the pigs though, bacon. Yeah, never ever fly Spirit Airlines, ever. In fact, please don't.
Noted. Very much noted.
I know they're cheap, but they're cheap for a reason. Oh,
Yikes.
man.
They weren't even that cheap, though. It wasn't, like, terribly different from, like, someone who wouldn't
They were
attempt to murder
like a couple
us.
of $100 cheaper. They were like
Okay,
400
look,
as
there's a
opposed to
difference,
600.
Like, look, let me just point out. There's a difference between attempted homicide and paying for it and flying a plane and paying for it. Okay? Like, I just think that it's... the experience behooves pointing out
Behooves.
that the cost of flying a plane versus attempted suicide upon your soul and your body physically in the mortal coil is... I think it's tantamount to say that the costs were not that different. The emotional baggage is equivalent to I would have wished I had thought a different, you know, but we didn't know. And like, I think Spirit Airlines was like actually just sort of in its infancy, and so like not a lot of people had like
Danny.
talked to each other yet.
Hmm?
Danny.
Yes?
What? What is happening right now?
What isn't happening with Danny?
You can't see me, or I can't see you, so you can't see me.
That's not how...
Danny.
Danny, how much of that house wine did you find?
I didn't have anything.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna walk away from this one.
Where did you find
What?
it? You need to return it to sender.
Here we
Well,
are. It's
They
fine.
were drowning, so I had to, like, you know, clean up that area a little bit.
I'm sorry. What?
And then I needed to... the bunnies and the llamas are drowning. So I had to clean up that area, and then I needed to make more of them.
Oh no. Her
Yeah.
prettiness. Hold on, I'm gonna fix this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't understand how the water works, so I just kind of dump the water in anyway.
How did she... Oh boy. I'm sorry, Sakura. I love you. I'll fix this. I promise.
Wait, what happened?
You just... Nothing. You're fine.
Oh.
You're fine. It's great.
Oh.
So anyway.
Me just saying "oh" as if it explains anything.
Oh boy.
goodness.
I have no words.
Yeah, that was a time. That was a time.
So yeah, that was the the end. I got nothing more for that.
Jeez.
It was a lot. It was terrible.
Crazy town.
Do you have any
Ugh.
terrible airline stories?
Me?
Yeah.
Not like that. Not quite that crazy. The only, not that I can remember off the top of my head, I've had some pretty gnarly like layovers before, and like times where you'd have a second flight to catch, and then magically like the flight just didn't exist anymore, so they had to like figure that out. Something funny that happened, though, it's a really brief story, is when we were flying back from Japan, we were real tired because we had to take 2 flights, and the whole process is just really long.
Yeah.
And so like we were kind of nodding off on the second flight, and I asked the stewardess, like I pushed the little thing, and I was like, hey, can we possibly get a couple of pillows to use? And she's like, absolutely, it's $20 a pillow.
What?
And I just stared at her like
I'm sorry, what?
like my brain glitched, because they used to give you those pillows for free, right?
Oh my god.
Like the little tiny like flimsy, it's like probably one little piece of cotton in the entire pillow, those ones, right? Like they're really, really thin. That was the pillow they were selling for $20 a pillow. And I just
that's
stared
like
at her.
now that you're trapped in this tin can.
Yeah, now
Right.
there's no escape.
Right, and I just stared at her and just kind of blinked a couple of times, and I'm like, no thank you.
Oh,
Captured. You're just
walked
like
away.
captured at that point.
Yeah, I just used our jackets instead, like our hoodies, but that was a weird moment because she said it so nonchalantly, and I'm like, wait, what?
I'm sorry. Excuse me. What? Did you just say to me?
$20 a pill.
Pardon me, I'm sorry. I was under the impression that reality was far more reasonable. What in the world did you just bamboozle with your words that come out of your mouth in the language I speak as well?
I was also really tired, so I just wasn't sure if I like
Misheard.
imagined it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I was just like, no, thank you.
When you're not sure
Never
what
mind.
you're just like
Sorry I
making up
asked.
something in your head.
Oh my god.
It's like when
yeah.
you go to like an event and they're like, you're at the event and you suddenly realize, oh, I don't have like quite enough of this one thing, and like they're selling it, but like when you go to buy it, it's like 10 times the amount.
Oh yeah, like yes, like at hotels, like if you need to buy like a nail clipper or something, right? And it's like
It's predatory.
$20.
It's like
Oh
basically,
my god, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally like predatory capitalism or some thing.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
remember exactly
nuts.
what it's called, but it's basically like they know that they can take advantage of the situation, so they do. And it's like y'all know how to run a business, right? I'm under the impression y'all do, because like this is where I am, right? We're here, we here, right? Y'all aware of
Right.
what you're doing right now. Like because I've been in situations where it's like I need like one Benadryl pill or something, and like,
Oh yeah, like a Tylenol or something.
Oh, yeah, you should share that story.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember.
Oh wait, I
like,
remember that story.
I don't remember it very well because I was like kind of panicking. I think like it was something like the door was locked or something.
It was, yeah, essentially like we were trying to get back into the room because you were having an allergy attack, and then the door was locked, and then like so you ran downstairs because you couldn't wait for the thing. I wasn't around for this. I'm not sure where I was, but
I remember Nicolette was there and she was like super worried because I was like, this isn't okay, like this is gonna very quickly escalate. I can tell that I'm having like an actual allergy attack, and usually I carry my Benadryl on me, but it just so happened that I had gone downstairs and like was like, oh, I don't have my Benadryl on me, and just as I was thinking that, something happened and the allergies came on, and I was like, are you for real? Like it was like I thought that I needed it as I needed it, and we both went up together, I believe, and she was like, oh my god. And like, and when I couldn't get in, I was like, this isn't good. This is like literally me being how I am, though. I was like, this isn't good. This is literally possibly going to be my death. And like, and I was just like, are you for real? Like, I'm very weird about stuff. And so Nicolette was like, well, and so, like, we went downstairs and I was able to buy. But what I immediately did right after was go, okay. As soon as the Benadryl was able to, like, make things work, you know, I walked over to the desk and I was like, okay. So I have something to say to you about your card. It doesn't work, and I was unable to get medication, and I literally was only unable to get it because your card doesn't work, and I don't want to pay for this medication because it's $20.
$20.
Jesus. For how much? You say like one
Just
or two?
It was 2 pills for
What
$20.
That's ridiculous.
And so
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
here's the thing. I feel like this is predatory. I don't know why your card didn't open, but you need to go check that. A, because we should have access to our room at all times, and B, I'm not paying. I don't know what's gonna have to happen, but I'm just laying down my terms right
But
now
no.
that I need a full refund for whatever in the world. I don't, and it wasn't like a Karen thing. It was like, we're not doing this today. I don't know what we're doing today, but it's not happening. I'm not paying $20 to save my life because you locked me out of a room. It's just not. It's not gonna happen. Like I don't really know what you gotta do. I don't know who you gotta call. Call the president. I don't care. Figure it out. You know, like it was just like really just matter of fact. Wasn't trying to be a jerk about it. I was very chill, and for some reason it took them a really, really, really long time to understand the situation. I had to re-explain it over and over and over again.
Did you tell them about you got trapped in the stairwell?
Oh my God. Wait, I didn't know about that.
There's an emergency stairwell, right?
This is what I mean by like cons just don't think half the time. We have people that just set these up and just don't do proper like maintenance of the situation. So from what I remember, this is a long time ago, so my memory's a little spotty about this instance. But what I can say is that I remember very clearly thinking to myself, the elevator takes a long time. From what I can see from this map here, the stairs actually are literally mapped parallel to the elevator, and I could read the map easily, and this is like one of my biggest memories of this event. I can easily read this map on this wall because this map is mapped out to a similar degree of visual representation as the maps in Final Fantasy VII. So I was like, I know exactly how to read this. It looks like the stairwell on this map is parallel to the elevator and can go down to the bottom floor, which makes sense because if you had a fire, you would want a stairwell to go down to the bottom floor. So I'm like, it's taking a good 30 to 45 minutes for this one elevator to do anything, to get anyone, and by the time it does get to me, it's usually full, so I have to wait anyway. After about, I believe, like 35 minutes of waiting, I was like, I'm gonna just go take the stairs, it's fine. Like, most stairs are inside of the building, but this one, their staircase was along the outside of the building in a zigzag formation between each floor. So like 7 is on the left side, 6 is on the right side, 5 is on the left side, you know, because they're stairs and they go down and it's like a zigzag pattern, like obviously what it is. So I'm like, the stairs are safe, I can just do that. So I go to the stairs, I'm going down the stairs, I get down to floor 2 and I look down. There is no further stairs in any direction. There's no emergency stairs. There's nothing. It just
stops.
It just stopped. I'm used to seeing emergency stairs. Obviously, if there were, I'm just gonna take the door out and go from the second floor down. You know. I go to take the floor on the second floor down. I go to reach for it, and it is locked. Okay, so you can't get down from the second floor to the first floor. The door is locked. and I'm assuming one of these other doors is open because, I mean, that makes no sense, right? If you can't get from the first floor to a safety place, like the second floor to the first floor, and the second door is locked, then the third floor must be unlocked, right?
No.
So I go to the third floor, I try to open the door, that is also locked. I go to the fourth floor, also locked. I'm starting to get a little bit of an idea that I might be trapped outside. It's becoming apparent that something is weird. So I just mumble to myself in incredulity at this point, because my brain is obviously functional enough to understand that this might be a thing. I say to myself, okay, guess in case of a fire, just frickin' die on the stairwell. Like, I just mumble that to myself because I was like, for real though? Like, for real though, right? You know, like, what is going on? I look up, and I happen to see someone else who is probably under the same impression that this is a good way to escape from the elevator that is slower than Satan himself. They're opening the 5th floor door. I say to them, grab the door, right?
Don't let that door
Don't
close.
let the door, and as I'm saying, don't let the door close, it closes, and they look down at me from the 5th story in confusion and go, what? Because of course they can't hear me, because we are outside, the elements are in play, and I'm one floor below them, yelling at them from the 5th floor, and they didn't expect to hear yelling, so why would they process it? But there is the hope, right? You have the hope that someone will. So I just can feel my mind just going, is this going to be my day? Like, just being trapped on a stairwell outside of a hotel building? I don't... So I'm just like,
Mind you, this whole time she's having an allergic reaction.
No.
Yeah.
That's completely. It's before I met you. It's before the.
I'm thinking of the
completely
10 years
different.
stuck on the stairs. And
That was a whole different hotel and a whole different thing that happened.
Okay.
So this one
But
was
still.
like me just going, here I am. Like, you know, it's my life is now or never. Trapped in a stairwell forever. Like, I don't... This isn't how I decided to spend my time. Like, I don't... And so I just kind of scratch my head. And I kind of go up to the 5th floor and I go, okay, can you open that door, though? And they tried to open the door. And they go, oh. And then I go, yeah, they're all kind of like that. And the person looks at me in vast alarm. Okay, look, between the two of us, I can tell right now if we are in a D&D party, this is going to be the guy who panics and throws himself off a bridge. So I'm like, oh no. Oh god, they're going to panic. And so this person starts... But why would they do that? Why would the door lock? And I'm like, oh
question,
no.
man. Good question.
And so I'm just like, it's okay. I'm sure someone else will attempt to. The elevator's slow, right? Someone else is gonna attempt to.
stare.
You know, you're scratching your head like you're trying to calm somebody down because you as a person, you're like, what are the chances of a fire? Like, it's probably gonna be okay. We just need to find a way to get one of these doors to open. There's 9 floors. Somebody doesn't like the elevator. Somebody else was trying to be inventive or have ingenuity and use the stairwell to get down. Like, this is just, it can't possibly be that we're just gonna be 2 people stuck here. And as I'm like siphoning this thought process out in my head, poor Mr. Person is like still kind of figuring out their predicament. You know, they're still processing that and he's like suddenly runs like down to the 4th floor and he just like starts pulling, like violently pulling on the door. And
On the crash bar.
and I just look down like, I mean, it's gonna make noise. Maybe it'll work. Like let him go at it.
Let him
Like
try.
just let him try. It can't hurt anyone really. I mean, we're here. And then way to go, dude. Way to. Heck yeah. If you wanna, for sure. Like this is also a way to solve problems. Panicking and pulling on doors is equivalent to more than what I'm doing, in which I'm just pondering things. So have at you, right? And so I'm just thinking to myself, like, what could I possibly, because, like, you know, I'm a ponderer, and then this person's just like, why would they? And then I hear tap, 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 and I look down, and he's going down to the third, because he's looking for a door that's open. I didn't feel inclined to yell 2 stories down to him that they're all not going to work, because he couldn't really hear me from the 4th to the 5th, so why would he hear me from the 5th to the 3rd? Like, we are in wind, and I don't think that, you know, and so I'm just watching, like, huh, that guy's really scared. And, like, I just, like, you know, there's no way to
He sounds terrified.
Yeah, he sounds terrified, and there's no way to comfort him from my position. And I think he was more scared that there was another person, because I think he was under the impression, like, that how long could we possibly be stuck? You know, like, maybe he thought I'd been there since the young age of 7, you know, or something. You know, like, who knows how long this mysterious woman has been abandoned in these reckless halls, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, me as a person, I was just like, the map looked like Final Fantasy. I've seen Final Fantasy. They were trapped on a stairwell for a few hours. It'll do. You know, like, I'm just like, whatever, dude. So as I'm fantasizing to myself about how this is okay, because it's really not, because
It's really just not.
there are things your mind does to make things okay when they're really not. I hear him go, "Don't close the door." And I look down, like, peek over, and I see that he is frantically running down, right? And I think, maybe he did something. And so I start heading down at a leisurely pace, and I get all the way down to the 2nd floor. It turns out, like, somebody on the 2nd floor, like, which is weird because, like, I don't know, like, maybe they just decided to go up the things. Somebody on the 2nd floor was deciding to take the stairs up, probably because the elevator is
slow.
So, so they were opening the door on the 2nd floor. The guy was on the 3rd floor by now, yelling at them to open this to keep the door open. Luckily, there were 2 of them. So the first one was like, "Hey," but the second one was like, "What the fuck?" And they were, like, confused enough to stop in the doorway. And by this time, this guy had hauled all the way down to the 2nd floor and was, like, grabbing the door, and he was, like, explaining none of these doors, all these doors lock when they close automatically, and you don't want to be trapped because there is no way to get down, from what I can tell. And he was, like, really on it. Like, he was like, do not stay on this stairwell. And me, I'm just like, I'm on the 3rd floor by now. I'm gradually heading down to the 2nd. And as I walk past him, I'm like, "Nice job, dude." And then
Pats on back. Good job, bro.
Yeah, nice job, bro. And he was like too freaked out to even notice that I'd said anything. And the other 2 were, like, trying to process him, you know, because he's like yelling, like, this is bad. And I remember turning around and looking at them like, "You coming?" Because, like, I'm not gonna leave them there. Like, maybe they're not gonna be able to figure it out, and they'll just decide to go back. You know, like, I'm not gonna leave them. I'm not gonna be responsible for, like, not bothering to tell them things when this guy's panicking and they don't know what he's saying. And they look at him and they're trying to figure out what he's saying, because he's like, it all just, I don't know. And, like, I was like, "Oh, it's a death trap." That's, like, how I decided to explain it, because I'm idiosyncratic, and I'm just, like, trying to get I'm trying to explain to them as quickly as possible the thing that it honestly, like, what else could it possibly fucking be. And so their eyes widen, and I see, like, this kind of, like, I can almost feel them, like, getting even more confused, because me and my dramatic response to this, which was not at all helpful to them, because, like, really, what am I talking about? And so I go, "Oh, like, you know, if a fire happens, just die on the stairwell, death trap." Like, I further explain,
Sort of.
in a way that's not at all helpful to them processing anything. And so they're just like, "I'm sorry, what?" And so I'm just like,
Words.
oh my god, I'm so
Words are
bad. I'm
difficult.
so bad at this. I don't remember how it is that I managed to wrangle all 3 of these poor cats, which are human, out. I don't remember like how I managed to convince them like this is not the way to get upstairs.
Jedi mind tricked them.
But from what I do remember is I did not have it in me to really tell anyone about this incident. I think that I do remember like telling people like casually, oh, don't take the stairs, by the way, like just don't do it. You know, and I didn't say why, which was really cryptic, like, on my part. Like, I didn't get, like, because I do believe, like, in all honesty, like, when, at that time frame, when something happens to me, I'm just like, oh, that's what happens. Things that happen. Like, and I don't think that, like, this would be a thing that could happen to someone else within a short time span. Like, I had not gotten that wrapped around my little young brain yet. Like, I was like, I think I was like 19. I could not have been possibly more. I was very young. And so my brain was just like, somebody else gets stuck out there. They'll figure it out. You know, like, it was very like, so I did. Way. So whatever. And I can only imagine that all day people were like, just stuck on the stairwell.
Trapped.
You know? Like, just getting trapped on the stairwell.
Pretty certain that is an OSHA violation.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I imagine so.
You're not supposed to have emergency doors locked.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't have the mental acuity. I didn't have like OSHA training, for example. I had like some food preparation training. But I wasn't, like, the person who's able to warn other people about future events, because me, at that point in time, I was just like, no one's really understanding what I'm saying about it anyway, and, like, who's gonna believe me when I say, like, it's a fire hazard? Like, I didn't even know to call it a fire hazard. I was like, who's gonna believe me when I say it's a death trap? That's so dramatic. No one's gonna listen. And, like, that's why no one found out about this fire hazard situation, like this literal death trap. And I referenced that hotel as the Final Fantasy Hotel, and I refer to it as if a fire starts, die on the stairwell. It's like kind of the how I don't remember what the hotel was called at all, but I do remember like that was how I described the hotel as. Oh, it's the Final Fantasy Hotel. Yeah, that one where if a fire starts, you die on the stairwell. And like people would just be like,
I'm sorry, what?
How did you just I'm sorry, what? And then I'm like, oh no, it's gonna be a thing. I have to use words. Oh god, I'm never gonna use like, so I at that age range, I was not. I was very used to like not talking to people about stuff and not really like super weathered at using words, and like I didn't have that under my belt yet. So like when I was like, oh yeah, that place, the death trap, yeah, like people were like, what? Because they want an explanation, and then I would be like, oh no, oh my god, why do I say things? Like now I have to explain things. Like, and yeah, it was just,
and
man,
yeah. Hotels are terrible.
The dude, I will never forget Mr. like freaking out and like grabbing at the door and like doing his best, and like he ultimately did help, and he was the right, you know, like he did the right thing, but it's still funny like my reaction to just be like, oh, I mean, hey, you know, like I feel like I am like sometimes I'm just like, there are times, you know, where I don't know how to feel fear, and other times where I do. And, like, it's just, like, the fear factor didn't activate because my brain was just like, what are the chances? You know? It, like, kind of rational, like, it was like, yeah, you would die here if a fire happened. Oh, that's without question. But what are the chances that it would happen right now to me?
Good question.
You know, I'm not personally in danger because honestly, it's unlikely, and like I don't think they ever bothered. Can I be real with you? I don't think that. I still think it's possible to this day.
To this day, it's still locked. Probably.
No one's ever checked it.
Yeah, because well, I was just your average person, like who is not really sure how to like confront the situation, and so like I didn't say anything. And that's kind of, I assume that's kind of what they bank on, you know, like for people to be unsure of how to approach that situation, so they just don't, you know?
Absolutely.
And yeah, so I didn't say anything. I mean, I did. I said some things about it. Like I said, oh, that's the one where you die in. But like, you know, I think everyone probably dismissed me because of how I chose to use my words. You know, like it's not.
There was that one time at the Marriott Con when they charged me $200 in cleaning fees. Oh, wasn't that Sakura Con? I feel like that. Sorry, that was Sakura who was just said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that like tried to charge her like $200 in cleaning fees because they were like, yeah, there was this giant mess, blah blah blah. We were like, where? Like, how? What are you even talking about? There was some cookie crumbs
we
on the
asked
floor.
we were like, okay, so here's the thing: if you want to charge us $200 for steam cleaning the floor, I really, really do need to see evidence of this charge because that's kind of wild, you know, like $200, like
Yeah, that's a lot.
that's kind of a kind of steep price for a few cookies being ground in the carpet, you know, like cookies don't stain, you know, like cookies don't destroy, like it's cookie. What the heck are you? What?
So they didn't have any like evidence of this, so they were like, well, we're just gonna I guess it's fine, we're just not gonna charge you for it. We're like, what? Then what?
Yeah, they
How?
changed their mind suddenly when I was like, look, we need to have
We need,
some form
proof
of
of this,
proof because
'cause-
this is weird.
What are you even talking about? God, stay at enough hotels.
Danny?
Danny?
Danny died.
Oh no.
Danny died. Danny's dead.
The end.
No more Danny.
Oh, I wonder if she got muted. If she muted her.
What?
Oh, what?
Hello?
There you are.
Hello?
Hello.
And it just my mic turned off somehow. I'm sorry.
God. It's okay.
I don't know how that happened.
Welcome to Discord.
Welcome to
Sorry about
Discord.
that. Yeah, I blame Discord. What I was trying to say before I realized you guys couldn't hear me was, I feel like wasn't that around the time when cons were starting, or the hotels of conventions were starting to get like really, for lack of a better word, kind of sassy and like overbilling cleaning fees and stuff to like discourage
Oh,
like
yeah. Absolutely.
cosplayers and stuff. I feel like this was a thing.
Yeah, no, it was like, that was, I feel like you're right, that was the, close to the same year when they started just being kind of like jerks, and it escalated after that.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like there was like an increase of people saying the same thing. Like they would add on these BS charges for cleaning when they would be relatively neat. Like
Yeah.
maybe didn't make the bed when they left and left the towels on the floor, and that's basically it. And they'd still
Yeah.
get charged like these cleaning fees. Yeah.
Yeah, which goes back to exactly why I don't go to conventions anymore, because I don't trust that things will be
Hindered.
Shut
Yeah.
Hindered
I feel like
burglary.
I almost feel like you have to take a video of your room at this point, like when you leave, just to, you know.
Well, I haven't
Have
been
a-
to a con in years, so I can't even tell you how the
I assume
hotels are
that like
acting
if
anymore.
you
Right.
have like a hotel room that you sorry, I'm hiccuping, that you should probably, just because like I don't trust
should.
anymore.
Yeah,
and
like
that has
I'd
little
rather
to
just take a
do-
video.
At that point, that has very little to do with like anything other than like you're just being smart about, you know, not getting overcharged for something that you didn't do.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like there's only so much where I can feel unsafe in an environment before I just don't return to the environment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, I guess that's what they wanted, so I guess I did what they wanted, but like I don't see how that's gonna help their business. Like, it's a weird business model to just like overcharge and like lie. Like, it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing with Sakura is really strange, 'cause especially when they're just like, oh, well, I guess we'll just take that off. It's like, well,
Yeah.
you know.
Then why did you have it on in the first place?
Yeah.
Why was
Yeah.
that a thing ever?
I remember being like a little bit harsh about it because I was like, what the heck? Like, how? Because I was kind of like, okay, here's the thing. You probably shouldn't have ground the cookies into the floor, but I also don't think this makes sense. Like,
I don't think they meant to. I think what happened is a thing of cookies fell over.
but then somehow it got like
I
whatever.
I don't think it was even really ground in the carpet. I think it was that it fell over and they had no way of cleaning up the mini crumbs.
And so they just like kind
Oh,
of picked it up and then,
Yeah, and so it just didn't get picked up. But I get the feeling like I was like, I'm pretty sure it was negligible.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she says
you
I
still
still
should be
don't-
able to vacuum, right?
Right? She says I still don't give the Marriott my money. You know what? I wouldn't
yeah.
either. 'Cause I do not like those guys.
I
at
don't
all.
think the Marriott, I think they're, like, absolutely out to kill you. Like, I'm just, like, at this point, I'm like, how are you supposed to survive some of this? Because, like, I've had some crazy stuff happen in those hotel rooms, and, like, the people and staff are just, like, "Wah, wah, wah," and I'm like, does this happen to you every day? Like, are you used to people going to the hospital because you put them next to an electric room? Like, is this something that you do all the time? Like, why are you acting so cavalier? What?
Yeah, that's super weird about the
Shouldn't you
electricity
be
thing.
concerned about, like, liability and, like, I mean, hello, you're a business. I don't understand why you wouldn't be very, like, concerned. Like, they just were like, no, it can't be a thing because, and I'm like, oh, no. Things that you don't know what they are can very much exist in the world.
Yeah.
I don't.
Shockingly.
Shockingly. What?
Who knew?
I've never
Because
heard
he was
half
like,
the
I've
bugs in
never
the
heard of
Amazon,
that, and I
therefore
was
they
like,
don't exist.
I haven't heard of some certain forms of cancer, but like, y'all just coming at me with ignorance as if it's gonna clear the way for her health to just naturally implode back into normalcy is not helping the situation.
The Benadryl thing, I don't know if that was a Marriott, but stuff like that makes me so upset when it's like, dude.
It might
come
have
on.
been a Marriott now that I think about it. It was either a Marriott
Really?
or... Oh, God. I think it was the
Marriott or Marriott.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know how a lot of... I'm worried about, like... I worry, because I'm like... You know, I was able to express myself, and, like, I was a little bit older than most people who would go to these conventions. And I understand, like, it's hard because your guests aren't, you know, top tier or whatever the frick.
I mean...
But, like, here's the thing, like, I was able to actually talk to them about my situation, and they were still gaslighting and, like, doing all kinds of crazy. So, like, I can only imagine how much more they would take advantage of someone who, like, doesn't really understand how to, like, get through the situation and, like, speak up for themselves and stand up for themselves. Like, I don't know how, like, they decided that everything that they were gonna do was gonna be, like, gonna make sense. Like, it just, I don't know how they didn't get sued. Like, I don't think that...
Oh, they probably have been. They probably have been.
Oh, for sure. I imagine most businesses at some point like that, you know.
Get sued. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what this place needs? It needs an onsen.
Yes, it does. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Freaking
Oh
out.
my god.
You know what? I really like
Brilliant.
This is a good idea.
I've just been throwing animals all over the place.
Oh, I know. I know.
It feels so good that you can do it, you know, unlike survival mode where you're just kind of at the mercy of here. It's just like, you want an animal? Bam. You want 100? Bam. There you go.
Have 1,000. It'll be good times.
Oh my god, onsen though. Yes.
That is my... How are
You're
these
so
planks
cute.
the same?
I actually love onsen so much.
Oh my god, me too.
Yeah, same.
100%.
It's so necessary. Like, oh my god.
I'm really sad we don't really have them. I mean, we kind of have some. We have some, like, Korean bathhouses in
Korean
America.
bathhouses, yeah,
Which
which
we've
are
been
really
to.
cool.
But, like, we really, like, don't
Nice.
value, like recharging
Relaxation.
our batteries and, like, relaxation and mental health and stuff. We don't really value that stuff in the same way that a
Yeah.
lot of other cultures, like, do.
I don't know if you guys remember, what's it called? The series Tenchi Muyo, I think it was, where they had that, like, that bubble, like, thing with, like, the onsen inside that was just, like, I don't know, space magic or however it worked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, that was, like, my dream as a child to have that. I was like, I want a portable bubble onsen that's, like, huge and amazing.
Oh my
Yep.
god. Hell yeah.
Like, floating onsen.
Right?
Good stuff, man.
They were
So
nice.
good.
Like, it's surprising how quickly you get over other people's nudity. Like-
Yeah.
Oh, Sucker said that was her
Aw.
favorite anime.
Really? It was one of my favorites too. Nice. It's
Tenchi
good
was
stuff.
actually, like, in a wild place because I feel like it would now be, like, considered problematic. I don't
Oh,
think it would
absolutely.
age well,
I don't think it aged well.
but I for the time, I was like, oh wow, like, it didn't strike me as much of anything. But that was a wild ride.
Mhm.
I like Washu a lot.
Oh.
She's like
Oh,
a
Wash
Washu.
is adorable. I loved Ryoko. Like one of my first, anime crushes was Ryoko. Oh my god.
Aww.
She's perfect.
She's perfect.
She is perfect. Though.
First
What do
anime
you
crushes.
want?
You know, I think my first anime crush was, oh my god. Washu linked the bathroom to the pocket dimension. Yes.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Look at Sakura knowing her business.
Right. Sakura, you should do Tenchi Muyo for your series for the secret thing that we're doing. That'd be pretty
I don't
fun.
know if she's heard about it. I don't know how much she's been in the, Ryoko is waifu.
Sakura, check the general. There's a thing.
There's a
That's all I'm
thing.
gonna say.
I was gonna say, if she gets in Discord, we can invite her into this chat so she doesn't have to, like, text the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Does she want to be?
I don't
Hey,
know.
Sakura, what's up?
Hey.
Want to be part of the call?
You wanna jump in on the call?
I feel like we're almost like, do you want to break we're gonna break dance on the roof? Like you want to,
You wanna
break dance on the roof?
she said okay.
Okay, let me just,
Um,
how do you invite people again?
and then
It's
we
like I
can
have to-
build the onsen while we
Yeah.
chat.
Oh no, why can't I remember her name? Uh-oh.
It's not just Mortis?
Oh, that's it, right.
Raven, who was your first anime?
Oh, my first anime crush? 90% certain it was, Sailor Uranus. Hello!
I don't know what it is. My first
A+ choice.
That's
Hi,
okay. You
Sakura.
know what? I don't remember my first anime crush. I only remember my first crush.
Aw.
And that was Star Fox. That was Fox McCloud.
That's kind of an anime crush.
That's basically like an
Fictional
animated thing.
character crush.
Yeah, that's fine. That's totally valid.
Sakura,
I'm
what's
trying
yours?
to think.
That's
trying
a
to think,
question.
too.
I'm trying to pause the live stream right now, so.
Oh.
What's my first? What was my first? I'd have to think about it, but probably. Oh my god, what's his name from Yu Yu Hakusho? The fox.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Kurama?
What's his name right now?
Kurama?
No, Kurama. Yes, Kurama. Kurama, I think was. I'm pretty sure.
She's
that
like,
was my
no,
first
that's not
anime
the name
crush.
of my first crush. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Nice,
I remember
nice.
both Hiei and Kurama were.
Oh,
I loved them
Hiei.
equally.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I never watched that anime.
I did a little bit.
It was, yeah, it was pretty good. It's long, but it's good.
I
I
can't.
feel
I
like that
don't.
wasn't my first, but that's the first one I can. That's the earliest one I can think of.
Right.
Mm.
I feel like I have like some things burned into my memory of like the fact that Kurama had like crazy red hair and a whip with roses, and that's like all I really know.
Oh yeah, I've seen the character designs. I know that much, but I don't.
He's out here whipping. They rolling. They whipping.
I'm thinking intensely. Ow! Oh no! What am I talking about? Oh my god! I'm so dumb. No, it's Tuxedo Mask.
Oh,
Really?
Oh!
Absolutely.
Really?
You're like, wait a
Tuxedo
minute,
Mask.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
I'm not judging. I'm just amused.
Oh wait, no. So like, first anime
That's
character.
cute.
If we're gonna go anime, so the first character that I ever had a real crush on was Fox McCloud. But then the first anime character that I ever had a crush on was Vegeta. So I feel like
Nice.
Oh hell yeah!
because-
Vegeta.
Oh, Vegeta.
Vegeta had some energy, dude.
He was energy.
Just pure.
My brain remembers though that I really was enamored with Sonic the Hedgehog, but I didn't have a crush on him. I more felt like I wanted to be him, which isn't the
Aw.
same. So like I wanted
Kindred
to
spirit.
like be fast
Kindred
and
spirit.
like, you know, tap my foot all the time and be a little bit adventurous. And,
Roll into a ball and
you know, I was already
robots.
saving animals, so I was like, we've already got that down, you know, so it was like, whatever, you know. But yeah, I used to
Yeah.
pretend to be Sonic the Hedgehog with my friends.
oh, that's a cute
Nice.
game. That's adorable.
So the game was called Run Around.
You know,
You're like, that's a cute, fun time, and now as an adult, I was like, all we did was freaking run around. Like, I don't know what we were doing, like, really.
That's all you need.
we needed a better leader than me, because I was just like, haha,
No.
run around. That's the game. The name of the game is run, and like I had a Tails and like this one girl who's always cursed to be Robotnik every single time forever.
No.
And like I just remember her being like, I don't want to be Robotnik this time, and I was like, well, we don't need Robotnik. You can be like anyone. You can be Sonic number 2, and then so we were like Sonic number 2, and like we'd run around.
Oh man.
Like that's it. That's the entire process of being
That was
Sonic
the
the
whole
Hedgehog
game.
as a child. Sonic, I'm Sonic, run around. Like it's just really the worst game. We used to dirt roads and dirt paths where you would use dirt bikes, like the
Oh, yeah.
hilly sand dunes and stuff. That's where it was like right off a golf course that was like in Livermore, and we would hide and like run around and like duck down and be like, they can't find me, and it's like nobody's coming after you, but if they were, they
In a
wouldn't.
golf course?
No, it was like a dirt like enclosure.
Okay.
For using dirt bikes, it was like there was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
golf
yeah.
course, and then there was a dirt bike area. And I would be like, they can't find us, and it's like the Tails would be, my friend who was the Tails would be like, whom's this trying to find us? And I'd be like, nobody that's going to find us, and that was like the entire like, oh my god. So yeah, it wasn't very structured or anything. I was just like, having
That's
fun.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
really cute.
I do also remember that at one point, for some reason, I had somebody's Sonic the Hedgehog too. And I don't know why. I feel like I had it for some reason. I can't recall. I didn't have a Genesis. I don't know what I was doing with this cartridge. And I do remember like showing it off, like, guess what I got? Yeah, right? And one time I showed it, and I was like, guess what I got? Yeah, right? And I pulled it out of the bag, and this kid, who was this dude, went yoink, like he yoinked it out of my hand like super fast, right? And my brain just like went wild, and I like jumped on him. And then I was like tussling in the grass and like trying to pull the cartridge out of his hand, and we were like, rah, rah, like just crazy little animals rolling around
Scrappy.
like with this like cartridge in between our hands, like our grubby little fingers, just like going for the gold. And like this kid just would not let it go, even though it wasn't his. And I just remember being like, it's not mine. Let it go! I gotta give it back to my friend! Like, I just was like, what are you doing? And like, and then like some other kids were like trying to grasp like what in the world, and like I think one of them was just like, give it back to her, and like then he let it go, because then the tides were turning and the peer pressure was up, so like other kids were like, you can't just take her stuff. And then I took it from him and like ran away as far away from him as I could, because I was like, this man, he just snatches stuff. And so I like took off, and like I remember like I'm pretty sure I gave it back to my friend, because I was like, this is dangerous to have in my hands, people want to snatch it from me, and like so I'm pretty sure I gave it back to them. But that like what? So, like, what is going on with this kid? Like, why is he snatching? Like, who are your parents? Like, at my age, I'm like, what was that kid's mom? You know, like, I'm just like, what is going on with this child and his, like, antics, you know? But yeah, at that age, I was just like, this, you can't take, like, it's not even technically mine, you know, like, and I was just, like, down to fight over it, because I was just like, I'm not letting him take my friend's stuff, like, what the heck's, and, like, you know, just... Kids don't really 100% work with all of their brain power, I imagine. Like, there was no like, and then my little, I just run off and like hide in a little area, and I'm just like, you know, and then I get it back to my friend, and I'm like, dude, be careful, man, because people be all snatching, you know,
taking stuff.
I have no idea in the 7 hells why any of that happened. Like, it just was weird. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what that kid was up to. Like, why he was like, this is a great idea to just snatch this. That's so funny though. Like, it wasn't funny for me at the time, but like in retrospect.
Right. Yeah. childhood stories.
What is this? What is this project? What is this project that I have that I'm looking in general? I don't see anything.
I don't know what this is.
Okay, I'll just explain it. Well, actually, I don't know. Should we keep it a surprise? Should we just tell anyone?
Sakura, we want to do like renditions of anime, and we want to retell them in our memory. So like as well as we can with persuasions of certain types of liquids consuming our ability to properly judge our technique.
I see.
Is that
So wait. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. Hang on. So we are acting these animes out?
No.
Oh, absolutely not. We are just we are using words to formulate the storyline, and there will be liquids involved that kind of make it difficult to procure a proper telling.
That part I get. That Bob's your uncle on that one. But so we're gonna try to explain the anime
From your memory.
Well, from your memory.
Like try and give the
gotcha.
summary of it from you. You know, like drunk history, but with anime.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you on it now. Okay, gotcha.
Let me tell you a thing, like, I don't remember, like, my memory is not
Shoot.
the best,
fine,
even
it's
when
fine.
I'm sober, so this is not gonna be...
I called Utena.
I'm excited. Yeah,
Oh, God,
I'm gonna
that'll be
do
fun.
Fushigi Yugi.
Yay!
I think Alex
can
is
do
gonna
Tenchi.
do Trigun. You should do Tenchi. Absolutely.
You really should do Tenchi. It'd be amazing.
I could definitely do Tenchi.
Oh my god. That would be-
Lieutenant is hard to explain.
I'm
without
aware.
Liquid.
Yeah.
Without
Hard mode.
It's really
Like,
just the
ultra
same
hard
thing,
mode.
but, like, hard mode.
Dude, I've seen that anime about 100 times plus.
Oh man. Raven, you should also bonus round do the movie.
Yes.
Please.
And well, here's the thing. There's connections and parallels between the movie and the series that no one ever really talks about because it's Utena. I don't know, man.
Because it's Uta.
I don't know, man.
It's a lot.
True.
It's a lot, and I get it, but, like, there's so many cool things that could be explored with that.
Yes. Yes, please.
When is this happening?
We haven't really decided.
There's
Once
a
our
lot of-
livers recover after Sanrio Boys.
Oh my god.
We had
We viewed something.
we viewed some Sanrio Boys.
That was a mistake.
Wasn't that? Yeah, it was really
What else
fun.
could you call it?
Sanrio Boys is
An anime.
it's an anime.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know!
Have you seen it?
I have seen the first episode.
Oh, that was enough, right? I'm right there with you.
I stopped. Yeah, I definitely stopped there.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep. Don't blame you.
we're gonna keep watching it. It'll be a good time.
You know, you should. You should definitely do that. You should 100% do that. I approve that message.
I don't know if. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Sakura. I don't know if you heard, but is it Hotshot Skater Boy HSB who was in the stream? So that was like their comfort anime, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
What? And that's how that all kind of started with watching.
I love how, like, Sakura just like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Proper reaction to that kind of statement.
I've never heard a what with the H-U-T in real life until today.
What?
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 Yep. Yep.
Pretty
Slam
much.
dunk that use of H-U-T.
Oh man.
W-H-U-T? What?
W H.
What?
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 Oh my god. Yeah, so I don't know when we're gonna do that. We're probably gonna need to finish maybe watching some. No, you know what? I can do episode 1 tomorrow. I'll start with Utena.
Alright, I mean,
Nice.
whatever you want to do,
If you're up for it.
Yeah, that sounds like a
I'll
good
do
time.
episode.
If you're ready.
I'll do episode 1 on Monday.
Alright,
Alright.
alright,
I think
Nice.
episode 1.
alright. I'm like over here sweating because I'm like, oh boy.
I can get, thoroughly trashed and
Honestly,
try and
like
explain it to other
the
people.
worst idea in the world, I think
I'm
the worst
excited.
idea I could ever imagine attempting to explain any one storyline is the Sonic 06 storyline.
Yeah,
I literally
Guess who should totally do that?
Oh my god.
Challenge.
On live stream?
Contract?
Huh?
Are we doing
Oh, I
this on
think
live stream?
recording
I think
it,
we're-
like,
yeah.
yeah, and then you can edit and stuff, and that way you won't say anything, like, because
Unfortunately, I can't join you guys. Then I don't have a computer to edit it on.
Oh, well, I mean, we would be editing it.
Jinx.
Oh, you would be editing it.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I know, because your computer
we-
went missing because your landlord and all that.
Yeah.
Went missing is a very nice way of saying somebody fucking jacked it. Excuse my language. Pardon my bad language.
It's okay.
It's very sensitive. Very sensitive.
it's
Very upsetting.
understandable. Yeah.
But we also all know my track record with, agreeing to edit anything. So that's good.
I adore you.
Nice.
Yes, that's
It'll be
the thing.
good.
I can do that.
I actually
I'll
don't...
probably do mine in about a week, just because last week was a lot for me. So
Oh my
I gotta
God,
wait a little
so
bit.
funny, like trying to figure out that anime. I don't. Still to this day, like we've read it all, by the way. We're caught up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
The
Yeah.
Titan anime,
Oh,
yes.
man.
That was a treat.
I can't
Oh,
believe that was made.
I have a little bit left.
Like, I cannot believe that was made like now. I don't.
My goodness, I can't believe it's on YouTube.
Oh, I'm waiting for the
Right?
I'm absolutely sitting here waiting for the
What I
pitch
can't
for it.
believe is that supposedly the manga came out in March, and there's already an anime and 36 chapters. Like, what is going on?
Oh my
That's
God.
really impressive. Yeah.
It's really
I have to-
impressive. I'm also a little terrified. Like, how did you do that? I
I
don't know.
didn't sleep.
Yeah,
Do you know what
right.
we're talking about, Sakura?
I don't think so.
Oh, we're talking about the,
Titan's
The-
Bride.
Titan's Bride.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's a treat.
A Titan's Ride.
No, Titan's Bride.
May as well be called
Oh,
that
Titan's
as well.
Bride.
It is one hell of a ride.
I will look it up right
What's
now.
happening. It's
Oh,
so
boy, it's something.
weird. I don't know. Like the anime is actually a lot. Like the
Oh.
manga is actually a lot better. But I didn't.
The
I
manga
don't-
is a lot better.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh!
This is.
Wait, you do?
What
Yeah,
you
it's
do?
on Comic.
Yeah. Of
Where-
course she does. Of course she does, guys. Sakura's full of hormones.
Have you met me? I mean, like, this is like the perfect site for me to never have to like just flip through to all the porn. Because if you were a Kolosasu, that's what I did with all of your manga. I would just like take it and flip to the porn.
To hell
Don't need
with
the rest of this
storylines.
crap.
I don't even need the PWB.
I just remember Sakura being like, "We need to watch porn," and me being like, "I don't know if that's gonna work." And then and then we watched porn, and I was like, "I don't really get it," but that girl's wearing a really pretty flower.
Do you remember the stairs? Do you remember the stairs?
I do remember the
Oh my
stairs and like
God.
6-inch nails, and that was just not okay.
Nothing. So
No.
Stairs.
Yeah, they just were randomly becoming friendly upon a staircase, like a marble staircase.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just kind of met up. You know, whatever.
You know, it's just
Meet
like
me at the
walking-
stairs.
Meet me at the staircase.
You know, just kind of
Meet me in 10
walking down
staircase.
the stairs, making your way down.
Put on your
Just-
longest
Make my way downtown marble stairs. Oh
Put
god.
on your
Can you
longest
bring
nails,
me
yes. Please put on your 6-inch nails and like.
I
Wow.
couldn't. I was just like, my face was just like,
Oh.
this is about what I expected for people to be like, okay, yep,
This
That's
is
how
what
that
I-
works, yeah.
Cool.
Can't color me that surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh boy, yeah.
This is how people. Alright, okay, okay.
These are the ideas I came up with as a 21-year-old, 20-year-old.
In fairness, like, I did the same thing when I was that age. Oh my god, that made me sound really young. Or old. That made me sound really old. Back in my day, one of the first porns I ever watched was called Robin of Gamewood.
So bad.
I was trying to figure it out yesterday, but how long did I live with you guys? I feel like it was like a good 4 years.
Where'd you get
I
that?
want to say it was
idea?
something
That's
like
all?
that. Yeah.
What?
It seems like it was longer. No?
It was only
Yeah.
like 4 years or something.
I feel
Huh.
like it was a conservative, like 4 is a conservative number. I
Yeah.
felt like it might be 5, but 4 is probably like at least, you know, a conservative number to like just in case.
Jeez, time passed a lot slower back then.
Ah,
Oh, maybe.
Whoa.
me.
At least it felt like it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Huh.
Only 4 years. How?
What?
4 or 5, you know,
So
something
much
like that.
jam-packedness happened in that 4 years. What the heck?
That's true.
That was a lot.
Danny.
I wish I could go back and slap myself from back then.
What?
Like just
I feel like that's a pretty normal feeling though. I definitely have that feeling too, as do most people I know. So you're
Can I
good.
slap the younger version of me? Can that just
Yeah,
be a
like
thing?
up, down, left, right, like just
Select
maybe
start, yeah.
beat myself a little bit too. You know.
I feel like more
No.
than anybody though, Nar and Sasu know why I'd like to slap my younger self. I feel like more than anybody else in this world.
Oh.
You're okay.
From what I remember, I don't want to slap myself, but I do want to slap the person who stole my car and stuff. Like, they can, yeah. There's just some things that happened to me that I wish I could have somehow avoided, but, like, it was never in my control, so whatever.
Do you guys ever fantasize about like those movies where they like either get flung back in time or they like get transformed into themselves in like a younger age and then
13
they
going on 30.
just all of those things. Do you guys ever do that? Because I do that sometimes.
All the
I-
time.
Absolutely.
If I knew what I knew then, what I know now.
Right? Seriously. Oh
I
man.
definitely think I
What
would
a
have
game
been
changer.
able to like stand my ground a little bit better against people who were like just really weird about how they did their business. I'm thinking about Vaughn's, but like just like weird stuff that happened that I'm like, I don't do you
I don't
know,
get it.
do you know why you're doing
I don't
this?
get
And
it.
they're like, yeah, and I'm like, I don't think you do. Like
Yeah.
like, you know, just like people being weird. I don't know. People just don't
Oh, yeah.
know what they're doing sometimes, and I'm like, I don't think this is productive, and they're like, I'm like, that's
You're
not
right.
even English. Like, what are you?
Oh yeah.
Oh
No,
my
totally.
Lord help me. Yes, so there was that. Yes, absolutely is the answer to your question.
Oh
Absolutely.
good.
Oh my
Yay.
god, Vice Cruise.
Oh,
Oh my god, Vice. That could be.
remember that.
I'm sorry.
one.
I'm literally sorry to anyone who's listening to this. Occasionally, like, I will think of things that I want to retell while just trashed, and Vice Cruise is one of them.
Please do
Yes.
Vice. Oh my god, that'd be
love
so
that.
funny. Considering nobody knows what even happened anyway, like in the second season.
Oh,
That's
man.
perfect.
The retcon of second season or some. Yeah. Dude, I barely remember it. I just kind of remember everyone's relation to one another because I think the stories were really inconsequential.
Oh, totally. They were just like, it's just an excuse to like go out in the night. It's every episode.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
Oh my god.
Some voice actors got together and was like, I want to make an anime. And
I
Right,
really
exactly.
do, like, think that we should also retell ghost stories.
retell
Ghost stories?
like the show or like our actual ghost stories?
No. Like the show. Like the one that they...
That
they-
was fantastic.
Yes.
I don't even.
That show was fantastic.
Wait, like ghost hunters, or are you afraid of the dark?
No. There is.
No,
Oh my
like
god,
the-
are you afraid of the dark?
Hey, there's some scary episodes on that thing.
That wasn't a judgment.
Okay.
or
Okay.
criticism on your behalf. Trust me.
Okay. I'm used to defending myself about that one. I'm sorry.
No, there was some
Sorry,
legitimately
friend.
scary episodes in there.
Throwing up your mental dukes. It was scary. Like, come
Fight
on.
me.
Fight me. It's terrifying.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
No. No. You good.
Thank you.
You good.
Yeah, no. What was I saying?
Scary
my
ghost
God.
stories?
Oh, right. It's this anime that they,
So freaking wild. What the heck?
What?
is that?
I've never heard of
They
this.
redubbed it.
They redubbed it,
Oh my
but they didn't give any fucks, when they did.
No, it's not that they. It's that
Uh-oh.
the people who produced it in Japan like got such bad ratings for it that they were like downtrodden about it making it any way or where in America. So when they asked like, how would you like us to respectfully dub your product, they were like, we don't care. Like we just don't do whatever the heck you want. Like they were so like sad about, you know, it, and there was just like no direction or anything. They literally were told to do whatever they want. So the voice actors went ham and did this like wild, like crazy thing that was like off the cuff and a lot of improv, and it ended up becoming viral and going crazy popular in America, and like Japan was like, I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry,
It's,
what?
it's called Ghost Stories?
Yes, it is
Yes.
really funny. Did you ever watch the, you know, the outtakes in Vice, like on the DVDs? Did you ever see
Yes.
those? Okay, so you know the one where they're
Absolutely.
just like tra-la-laing kind of telling the story, but like not. That's exactly what that is. It's exactly an
Okay.
entire series of that.
Oh my
It
goodness.
is.
You know, the original
so
wasn't
funny.
even that bad.
It
It wasn't that bad.
was okay. It was just really boring.
It just, the
wasn't-
problem with the original wasn't that it was
good.
bad. It was
just
just
wasn't
that it
good.
wasn't. There you
Not
go.
good.
It wasn't exciting. It wasn't like gonna pull in like any intrigue.
Whoa.
It was definitely like standard anime story or some shit.
They're in,
Yeah, it
and,
was
and
very
there's a
random.
ghost.
They're high
and the-
schoolers?
And like,
I
and then
think
they
they're a
run
little
from the
younger than high
ghost, and
school.
Or middle school.
Yeah, I think they're like middle schoolers who are like basically, they become ghost hunters more or less.
anime.
Okay.
And
It
then,
looks
like,
super anime. I'll say
It
that
is.
much.
The dub of
Super
it
anime.
was a whole nother universe.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Sounds like a fun time.
It is hilarious. I mean, there is a lot of, what do I want to say? Timely jokes?
There's a
Mhm.
lot of jokes that just aren't super.
I don't-
It's like shock value.
Well, I think some of the
Oh.
jokes may not go, as well just because they're old jokes, but like,
It
Mhm.
was based on like pop culture
pop culture of
at
the time. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot of pop culture jokes that just
in the U.S.
in
yeah.
the US, exactly. I mean, it's
Got
still
it.
funny. There's some stuff that doesn't change with how funny it is. but,
There's
like,
this part where like they
Okay.
basically took one of the characters and made her into like an extremist like Christian.
Christian?
And so like they're walking down the hallway and like she's
Couple
just staring
heads.
ahead, and like her actual line was like something really benign when they were like walking, like something like, oh,
I sense something,
I
or
sense something or something.
yeah.
But instead, what they did was they had her get really close to the guy behind her because that's the animation, and then like she's staring ahead, kind of void in her face, and then she just says really fast, dubbed to this line, "Do you accept Jesus Christ as your personal savior?" Like really fast,
Your
like
Lord and Savior. You're like, what?
smashes
What?
it, and like I was just like, whoa, like what?
Oh my god, that's cute.
It just it
That's
takes
pretty
you off
brilliant.
guard.
I love it. I want to watch it. It sounds like a good time.
It is a good time. It's very funny.
It was very funny. It was very weird, but like yes.
Yeah, we got it as a gift. That was how it was introduced to us.
Oh my goodness.
Was a gift.
Wow.
And they, like, when they gave
It
it,
was
to us,
a
they were
gift.
like, "This is really funny. You need to watch it."
It was definitely the no, trust us. It's funny.
because we were like, "Well,
Okay.
oh."
Thanks.
And I was like,
I guess.
You know,
hmm
Yeah, that's kind of a weird.
Wait.
All right.
I think I said something like, "What's this?" And then they were like, "Oh,
This is why.
you need to watch it."
Yeah,
kind of
it is-
reaction.
it is
and I was like,
definitely-
because they were so like into the idea of us watching it, and now I know why. I don't know.
It has been
Nice.
a cherished set
We still have it.
Still
And,
have
like,
it.
just-
That's amazing. I love it.
It's very amusing. So yeah. Maybe I don't know if we can stream it. You'd hope, like, because it's so old, and I don't. Maybe.
There's some
See
jokes
what
in
we
it that
can
are
do.
just not gonna age.
No. I mean, like, share it with the people in our group, so
Oh,
they
yeah.
can experience it.
Experience it.
Experience it for what
It was
This is
A
what tired
time.
sounds like.
it's an adventure. It's really not meant to
Amazing.
be taken too seriously, but it's also just like some of the things they say I'm like, oh god. Like you're like, oh that would not
You went there, cool.
yeah, the
cool.
pitchforks would be taken out in this climate. Let's
Ah.
just put it that way.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, it's of its
Speaking-
time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit belated, but still related.
Uh-huh.
Going back to the anime crushes, actually, I just thought of one that was really pretty early on, though not quite like the first or anything like that. But Danny had mentioned Fushigi Yugi.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes.
Absolutely had the hugest crush on fucking Toski.
Oh yes. Good old
Tatsuki.
Toski.
Oh.
With his little fangy fangs and like all
Yes.
Oh
his
my
cuteness.
god!
And his
I
temper.
forgot
So
about
happy.
him.
I think I was too busy shipping him with Tom.
I know, right? I like Tom Home too, and I like them together. Mostly just together.
Mostly, yeah. I think
Yeah,
weirdly
Toski's
enough,
adorable.
I think the person I liked the most in that series was like Nakako. Why do I know these names?
They're in your brain
was great.
forever.
He was
Oh, man.
a terrible villain, and I loved him. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a good villain.
That was one of the best villains I think I've seen in an anime in terms of like making him a complete character
Yeah.
and
Making
yeah.
him make sense
this
as to why he is the way he
picture
is.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Mhm.
I need you guys to look at this.
Okay.
I'm gonna send it to the group, but I just finished it and I'm like super
You should
happy
post
with
it also on the main thing here,
I will. Okay, sure.
so stream can see.
Okay.
You know.
But
Post
this,
it on Discords.
please look at it. It's so pretty.
Oh, it is pretty.
Oh, cute.
Look at that. What
What?
was that?
Steven. That was Steven going Nakako.
I just can't get over the Miyako.
Steven, I
Oh my
miss
god!
you.
Oh my god! What is this? Nakako!
Naka. He's pretending to be
That one guy, yeah.
the one guy with the face paint, Tomo. Nakako, the dub specifically. Because, face paint equals you sound like these.
There were choices that were made. Oh man. Whew,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, I feel this big, huge, sense of relief now that I've gotten everything done and cleared
This is
away
so
with that.
cute.
I feel
Very, very adorable.
kind of needs to be bigger. There's not enough room for tubs.
The onsen?
Yeah. I
That
mean,
is
I've
so.
got
I
two
thought you
main
were
tubs.
for a
Well,
second. I thought you were talking about my artwork, and I was gonna be like, it's really big. And then when you said there's not gonna be enough rooms for tubs, I was like,
what?
what?
Brain doing math.
what tubs? Where?
What is the what? Yeah.
know what you mean.
No, it's not what I meant.
All right.
I mean, there's really only 3 of us that get on.
Well, I
4
have
of
just
us.
finished the reward, and I'll just actually.
Call it a good day on the stream.
Well, I'm gonna throw it up on the stream.
Oh, yeah,
let
yeah,
them
absolutely.
See
You should
all
totally
the
do that.
detail work because I am proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's gonna
then
take a really
I
long
can save.
time.
I think I'm gonna have to make this bigger. I can save the streaming of building this for another day. Yeah, I think it's gotta be bigger. I mean, I guess if there's only, but there should be at least.
if you look at the,
Hmm.
I used a lot of techniques that I've built up over time to do this, but one of the things about this is it is based off of a reference loosely because I needed to figure out what their clothes were doing, but this is Beauty and the Beast with Grimblood's characters. Tyronde Grimblood at twitter.com. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. Just she's a really chill client, and I had a lot of fun working with her. Super duper detailed dress and everything, like just lots of work, but I was glad to work with a dress because I have not drawn dresses very much, so it's a good practice.
Yeah.
And that's it for the stream, because we're done with this stuff.
I guess so.
I guess so.
All right.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Guys,
Thank
the two of you
you.
left. Thank you for having conversations and talking to us and everything. I'm really tired, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end the stream right now.
Night.
Good night.